Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. I city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my friendly way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. I city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my friendly way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wife, you in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
I hope you keel over at some point.
Wow. Yo, what is going on, chat? I do not think Dark Optimus literally meant that. You are getting a little insight into the off-air shenanigans that go on. Guys, just look at the screen. Look at the people that are here. And just imagine the craziness that is going to happen tonight. And
this is a mess.
I feel like I actually like these types of episodes, man, where it feels like we can definitely branch out into other things that people have been talking about. You know, we are going to touch on, of course, the Activision Blizzard deal and kind of what's going on there. But then from going on after that, there's a lot of cool, interesting things to talk about. Maybe not ground shaking or whatnot, but I think the topics will bring out a lot of unique opinions. And I love those shows. So because I love those shows, we got to get in to the intros. And I'm just going to start with the man that I am really starting to think might be a Halo hater out there, because all we have to do is say the H word off air. And he's like, no, don't do it. Of course, it is my brother, Predator. Predator, what is up, man? Yeah.
Saying that word.
That H word.
I don't mind Halo. I just mind
you mean
talking about it.
Yeah, you don't mind Halo. You just don't like us talking about it. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't mind Halo. I mind talking about it every fucking week. Okay? I'm good.
Yo, chat. When was the last time, chat?
And I had to deal with the shit. So we're not going to bring this up again today, are we? Are we?
Dude, you weren't even here last week, bro.
Exactly. I did listen to the show. I want to make sure you guys were.
You know what we didn't talk about last week?
I want to make sure you motherfuckers were talking shit. But I know what you didn't talk about last week, and you went ahead and went against my suggestion and talked about Halo anyway. But it's okay.
How does he sound
Because he figured you weren't here, that's why. He's
It's
not here.
Dark Optimus right now. Holy shit.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And I'm not a Halo hater. I love Halo.
It's not what it sounds like. Rest of the panel. Can we get an opinion here?
He's digging himself out of that hole, and it's incredible.
We sat here. We talked about Halo for 30,000 fucking hours. We ain't never talked about Division updates. We ain't never talked about Call of Duty updates.
He's right.
Division don't matter. But
he's right.
Hold on, Call of Duty really don't matter. What are you talking
He's
about?
gonna say Gears.
But it's funny because you know why?
Fucking Halo does a fucking patch note.
Yeah.
But we added a new gun in a Mattel toy store, and it's a fucking topic. I had to slap my hands.
Oh.
It's a fucking
Yeah,
topic.
I hear the slapping. I'm like, holy shit.
And he would bathe in bathwater that was like that just came from cheese. That's what he would do.
That's a what? What was that, Dark? I have no idea what you said. Maybe
I said you would bathe in bathwater that
I bathe in the blood of my
fucking
enemies.
cheek.
That's what I bathe
Dude,
in.
you still fucked it up again. He would bathe in bathwater that is Master Chief. That's what you were meant to say.
And like I said, I bathe in the blood of my enemies. Dark, do you want to be my enemy?
I already am, bitch.
Yo, speaking of, let's go to the West Coast here.
Man, he dropped a B-bomb
Guys.
too. What the hell's going on here?
The Angry Otter is here. If you couldn't tell, Dark Optimus, and all the attitude And I think he got a little more pumped up from what Pred was saying. But yo, Dark, how you doing, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
You went from I am your enemy to what's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah.
Don't you love it? It's great. Isn't it?
I love it.
It's like people. It's like people who think I hate Crispy's guts. I mean, they're right, but it's just.
Oh, baby, you're talking my language.
That's his soul, fucking his aura. You hate all that shit.
I just hate all of it, man. Just every single.
Give me your soul.
I just want to let the chat know this is a gaming podcast. I will let you know it is a gaming podcast. I swear.
We do talk about games here.
I swear.
But, well, Bot doesn't allow us to talk about games. He likes to talk about acquisitions and things like that.
Oh! Oh!
You got a lot of shit to say
Darky,
on Twitter, sir.
Dark, you need to move to the East Coast just so you're closer, so I can come and kick your ass when you say shit like that, man. I'm lazy. I'm not traveling.
I don't think your height and my height would even work, buddy.
Dude, just because you're taller than me, that means when you fall, it's just gonna be the hit's gonna be harder, man. That's all.
The bigger you are, the
You know why
harder
he's gonna
you
kick
fall.
you in the ass? Because you ain't got no scrolls in the middle.
I'll kick your kneecaps out and rip your collarbone out.
I
all at the
really
same time.
thought Sir X-Man was gonna
about
somehow
that?
reference scrotum in there, but he was like scroves. I'm like,
Hey, you know
oh,
that-
Hey, keep it clean. Okay?
You know that scene in Wolf of Wall Street when they're throwing the fucking midgets onto the board that bullseye?
actually, you know what's funny? I do know that scene. And you're touching
They
on.
call themselves that, by the way.
You're
people.
touching.
Like,
You're touching
seriously.
on.
I know they call them.
You're touching on one of my dirtiest secrets, though. I
You
never
know
watched
you
that
got a
movie.
yellow flag
what?
right now.
I know, right?
You know,
Yeah, monetization is gone. It's over, man, that little $12 is gone, bro. I don't know what. I got $1.25, but you know what I'm saying? Because y'all was so messy, but man, y'all,
You lost all your money because of us came back up.
man, we doing this shit for free.
yo,
man.
everybody in the chat, yo. First off, shout out to Dragonheart, Yobi. What is up, bro? Yo, guys. I hope you're sitting down. We have Troyski is back in the chat with us. What is up, Troyski? Now I know we are gonna have a fire show, and the legend HTK is here. Yo, shout out to HTK, my brother.
He refollowed me. I didn't know what happened.
HCK, dude, love you, man.
That is
You're
my
awesome,
homie,
dude.
man. we only talked a couple times, but I'm getting there.
You gotta get the chipmunk.
I'm getting there. How can I'm not gonna ignore Chipmunk, because Chipmunk
He just got a couple
Never-
nuts in his mouth.
he never ignores me. Okay.
I've talked to Chipmunk. You might not really want to mess with him in real life.
That's my brother. There's no reason. There's no fear amongst me and him. We are cool, and yo, he is an amazing supporter of the channel, just like everybody is in the chat. Yo, shout out to you guys, man. Yo, for real. But now that we've calmed down, I can continue with the intros, and I'm gonna go next to the OG gamer. He loves that wood paneling on the Atari. It is Sir X-Man. What is up, bro?
Hello, everybody. I'm here. I'm here to roast Jim Ryan. That's all. Let's go.
Yeah, guys, a first for the show. Sir X-Man is going to come with the first topic, and he's going to pick who it goes to as well. We are going to hand the mic over. I don't know. K-Mega, is this a good idea to hand the mic over?
Absolutely not, because
We're going to try it.
Don't pick me for this. I'm gonna go have a cigarette in a minute.
We're going to try it, man. He's going to present the topic and then pick the person it goes to first, man. I mean, what could go wrong?
Oh, this is terrible.
What could go wrong, man? What could go wrong?
Are we doing like a PowerPoint presentation or some shit? I mean, seriously.
Oh shit.
Nah, Sir X-Man, it's always fun to have you on. I'm glad you're here, brother. I gotta introduce the rest of these hoodlums, man. So
The only one left.
No, I got 2 left, man. Why are you ignoring K Mega like that?
So
I
which
can't
one
believe
is
you.
He is one. He's the last one you got left.
Oh, so you're
No.
ignoring the bomb.
doesn't.
You're ignoring the bomb. Yo, because of that, I am going to shout out and introduce the man who is next, coming from New England, the East Coast, which we all know is God's time. It is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
It's only called Eastern Standard Time, bro. So
It's
I
'cause
mean,
it's standard.
I think we're
It's
good. It literally has standard off of anywhere you live in the entire world. Eastern Standard Time,
Ooh.
people.
Ooh.
But I mean, God's time. It's going a little
That's
far.
actually Zulu time.
Going a little far. I mean, you know, Dark's on the other side of the moon, so that's how I feel about that.
Dark's on the other
You know, it only takes about 36 to 48 hours to get to where Dark is. So yeah, I'm good because we are the standard, my friends. But
It gives me
all
plenty
that
of
being
time to
said,
plan.
because you know, everybody gotta have a comment until you know. I don't hear Central Standard Time. I don't hear.
No, you hear Central
That's 'cause it's
every
not
once in a
like you
while.
guys enjoying
Standard
cold weather
time.
on
I
the
don't.
East Coast, all right?
I don't hear Western Standard Time. I don't hear none of that. So you know,
That's because it's
Pacific
Standard
Standard
Time.
remember the standard. You know, because
Standard is
we
12:20
don't know
Zulu.
that metric's better. By the way,
Wow.
metric is better, my friends.
The standard
Okay.
is let's get on with the show. That's
Yeah, Crispy going all in on time zones right now, man. I know I introduced
I'm
it.
just spitting facts, bro. That's it. I'm sorry, dude.
Whew.
Like, is that so hard to understand? I mean, seriously.
For-
But in all goodness, but why the hell you gotta make us wait, bro? I love you, but seriously.
You talk to my job and my supervisors, okay?
There is a certain somebody in the Twitter community that keeps popping up on my feed, even though I blocked his ass, and he continues to be there because he says the dumbest shit I have ever seen in my fucking life. Sorry, everybody's already swearing already.
You might have not lost all your money before, bot. You lost it now.
I think it's been over 5 minutes. Yo, bro.
If they look at that.
Well,
by the way.
it's been over 5 minutes. You know, I got the kind of like the starting soon and then the intro and stuff like that. So by the time we get to talking, I think 5 minutes has passed already. Yo, I really do.
That's the only F-bomb I'm doing tonight, Bob. My bad.
Right.
Fuckity fuck.
Nope.
Just saying.
Well, there you go. See?
Dude, I always want people to be themselves no matter what. If YouTube's not gonna pay me, then I'm just gonna have to get enough subs that they're gonna, have to pay me. That's all. That's all that is. But
Better read them new guidelines they dropped.
Saw that. That was messy.
No, he already surpassed it. He already surpassed it.
And these damn Yahoo, no, they even going harder, man. These new guidelines, they just dropped them this past weekend. I read them. Anyway, I'll do my intro very quickly.
Yeah.
Please donate to X5448 channel today, because these ragamuffin yahoos has just he lost all his ad revenue today. This is why I'm not having GRG tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get
He's letting us calm down.
I didn't get my $10.95 for the week. I'm mad as hell about it. So I was like, you know what, no show. So,
No show. That's it.
Let's get to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I am. I will reference this right here because we ain't going to be talking about it, but I recommend everybody to go play Halo 5. I mean, I was going to say Halo. I just downloaded Halo 5.
They can play Halo 5 too.
On PC.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to see if how that plays.
It's
But anyway,
gorgeous.
but Halo Infinite. Go play Halo Infinite. It is definitely back to standard.
Yeah, take a
And,
look at that
I'm
battle
looking
pass
more-
too. Don't buy it off the rip.
years.
Take a look at it.
Years.
Already bought the battle pass.
Yeah, but no, I figure once more people take a look at it, it's like, oh wow, they actually got stuff now that
Right, and you can earn it now. Like it's back to what it was, and even a little bit better when you had the when it was during the beta, like how everything flowed and how it looked and how people were like, oh man, that if it's going to play, it's even better now. So, and they got stuff like I said, the drip is a lot better. It looks more polished. It plays absolutely fantastic.
Yo, it does look it does look better, man. Like I thought it was my eyes, bro.
It looks and plays better. No, bro, it does.
Like I thought it was my eyes, but I was like, yo, for real, that looks better.
Question.
Which is, you know, that says a lot because I didn't think it was bad to look at to begin with, bro. So,
true.
But on that note, we got to get in on this. We got to get in. And before we get to the first topic, y'all, I'm going to let people know. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to hit that thumbs up button. So everybody in the chat, please do the same. Share this out on social media. Let the gamers out there know that there is entertaining podcast going on right now. Gaming podcast that they need to be a part of. And on that note, Sir X-Man, do you remember what your topic was, sir?
Yep.
All right. Well, I am handing the mic to you, man. You got to let people know what your topic is.
It's gonna be quick.
And then you got you gotta bring it to somebody on the panel.
I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna give it to somebody I know exactly what I'm gonna give it to.
All right. So guess what, yo? The mic is yours, Sir X-Man, man. What do you got to say? What is the first topic of the day?
Okay, there are people out there in the other side of the universe complaining about that Starfield should be not an exclusive for the Xbox. There have been documents, I've seen them on K-Mega's Twitter feed about it, that people put on the timeline in his show.
Guy?
And he said about Starfield should be on the PlayStation as well. So I would like my friend's opinion upon that when Microsoft bought this studio multiple years back and Starfield was not in the plans for them until the acquisition of Xbox. I would like to know my friend's opinion upon that, and should PlayStation get the rights to have Starfield on their system. I'm going to go with the mighty and my friend introducing Go K-Mega.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Love it.
All right, don't let it go to your head, bro.
Okay, sorry. I love
What
it.
was that?
I find it to be really ridiculous for one, especially all you got to do is just go to something more recent. Was a game that was slated to come out on everything, and Sony swooped it up and do not own they don't even own they just got the marketing rights for it, and it's exclusive, and that is, what is it, Stellar Blade?
Yeah. Because I remember the first trailer, they were like, no, it's coming out for everything. And they're like, oh, hold up.
Yes, thickness and hotness. I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm ready for it now. Not no more. It's PlayStation. And so when you keep looking at these writers, and then when you also keep looking at the people that keeps making this stuff, keep bringing this stuff up, talking about exclusivity, exclusivity and how important it is and all of this. Well, which one is it? Is it important for there to be competition and to have Xbox have exclusives, or is it only just for their particular platform? Because I think now they really understand. They have been kind of throwing that shade like they do with Halo, Gears, and Forza. I don't know if this is going to actually stick with Starfield. That's what makes this game really, really, really different. It's because they were trying to do it, but nobody's listening. When they do it with Halo, and Halo has kind of fallen on their, 343 has kind of fallen on their face a couple of times, trying to appease the fan base. They deservedly get scrutinized on certain things, but sometimes get overly scrutinized when they don't need to be. Especially when every time 343 has made a product, it's been great. There's not been a Halo game that has come out that is not played well.
So you're saying that the gameplay supersedes everything?
Absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
that's I mean that's pretty much the whole thing. So and with Bethesda's games, I mean, how many of Bethesda's games just looks absolutely just drop dead gorgeous?
A few.
None of them
A few.
No.
A few.
A few.
I wouldn't really say drop
The
dead
beginning of
gorgeous
Fallout 4 is pretty damn incredible. I'm sorry.
It's incredible, but is it on the same level?
I don't think it's gorgeous,
as detailed as a Horizon Forbidden West or a God of War 2018. Is it on or like let's just say the recent games like Hogwarts or Guardians of the Galaxy? Because I finally booted up Guardians of the Galaxy and seen it for the first time. Like, good God.
Yeah, that game is. Whew, yeah.
Wow, shocked
Yeah.
me. But
Yeah,
Okay, Mega, on that point, what do you think about these people putting out petitions out and putting out legal tender to say that the other Microsoft is supposed to give them Starfield out to they're giving it to the CMA and the FTC, and these are legal documents saying that they're doing the same thing that Sony used to do, but they're crying about it. What's your opinion upon that?
Well, then give us Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't.
Thank you.
I mean,
Dude, give you Spider-Man. I don't want
That's
that.
actually
I played
not
it.
a big ask, technically.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not.
really.
It's
If
not
you want
that great.
Starfield, give us Spider-Man.
It's not
I
that
mean,
good, man.
what's
Really.
Spider.
You don't
Oh,
like Spider-Man. I like
I
Spider-Man.
do. I agree.
I disagree with Bot.
I actually agree with Bot.
I am like the number one Spider-Man fan on this panel. All right, I
October?
grew up on Spider-Man, and it wasn't that good.
But
This isn't about
listen,
Spider-Man right
at
now.
the
You didn't even
start
get that
of
far
it-
in the game, dude. So I don't even know why
Here we
you're.
go. All right, let K-Mega finish.
This
Yeah.
isn't
It is
about
a fetch
Spider-Man.
quest game, no doubt about it. It's a fetch quest game. It does a lot of the things to want to keep you to keep playing it. But once you get to a certain threshold in that
disagree,
game,
but-
Spider-Man is
okay.
fantastic. Spider-Man
No,
is
yeah.
fantastic. Now I love Miles Morales better. I think it's the pacing for Miles Morales is better. But anyway, I'm kind of sidetracking. My whole point is if that's the case, give us Spider-Man, give us Stellar Blade, and then for anything else that you got coming out here that's slated to be only on PlayStation, hell, give us the Final Fantasy 16. You do not own it. You know what I'm saying? So like, you do not own these properties. So how is it that when Microsoft is paid and own these companies, and your only point of view is to say, well, there was a contractual deal? Okay, well then there should be gamers having to play Final Fantasy games, and then all of a sudden they stop. There shouldn't be people playing Octopath Traveler 1, but then gamers can't have the opportunity to play Octopath Traveler 2. That just doesn't make any sense. So if that's the case, you have to keep that same energy. So long story short, it's basically, it's not going to change anything. We're now starting to see that Starfield is actually really starting to hit a lot of PlayStation gamers in the fields.
It was doing that before, but now it's doing it a lot more.
It's really cranking it.
Now
And I think
they're actually
Bethesda
showing it.
Title.
Now they're
Still a
showing it.
Bethesda title,
Right now
dude,
now
like-
it's showing it, and I think now it doesn't matter if the game doesn't look better than whatever PlayStation's putting out graphically. Everyone knows that this game is going to hit. Let's say it don't hit on Xbox whatsoever. The PC community is going to take care of that.
Oh, that's where they're gonna make all their money is on PC.
So it's gonna hit, and regardless, and it's gonna hit on Xbox because of the Game Pass factor. So it is I think it's really crazy. But thank you for asking me first, sir, X-Man.
No problem. Now the next person in line for this topic will be the great Texan himself, even though he's a Cowboy fan.
Ooh.
It's gonna be the mighty Predator, H2O. Hit him where it hurts, Pred.
What was the question?
Dang.
The fucks I give are 0.
No, because usually like
Oh shoot! I dropped that.
I don't
bomb
want
again.
to get the question wrong. So I'm asking what please reiterate the question.
Okay, the question pretty much is PlayStation people put out a petition. The petition went to the CMA. They also put out legal arguments out to the CMA and the FTC how this game should be a multi-plat within the Sony universe. Also, pretty much this game's too big to be on one console. So they're using it as an example of a carry-on game to be on their console.
Okay,
I'd
first of
like
all,
your opinions, yes.
because I've been seeing these posts too, right? And it's like a lot of them are like, you took this away from us. You never had it. Let's start with that. You can't take away something that you never had in the first
They
place.
said but it was planning for multiplat though. So they said
let Plan do this thing.
Hold on, I'm talking. It's a plan. The plans change. We play football. You go out there, you think you're gonna run the ball, goddamn game, and you can't because there's stuff in the run. You know what you do? You change fucking plans. And so when I buy something, it's no longer the person who I bought it from. I don't go to the store and buy ice cream and think that they're gonna eat it because I bought it for Kroger. The shit don't work that way. Like someone bought something. You don't get to say, I want this now because it was planned to come here. Oh, guess what? Shit changed. Plans change. You meet a girl, she breaks up with you and dates another guy. You don't get to keep going over there and smashing. Like it don't work that way. They broke up. The deal is done. Whatever deal they had in that place at the time with Sony or were planning on bringing it to Sony, it ain't happening. They got bought out. That's what happens when people buy things. They get to control whatever it is they want to do with that company. And I would say the same thing for Call of Duty, but I think with Microsoft and Call of Duty, it's okay with them allowing it on there because it's a system seller. They're gonna make their money back by having it on that console. But with Starfield, nah, bro, you're not getting that. Go buy an Xbox. Go play it on PC that you all have. Like you don't know. Like I don't understand like the concept of some people's minds, but like it's okay for Sony to keep things off of Microsoft and PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see anybody screaming for fucking Mario Kart. Or Bayonetta 3 when it came out on was it 3? They only came out on the Switch. Where was that energy?
2 and 3.
Was it 2 and 3? They only came on the Switch. Where was that energy for them blocking it from coming to the consoles? I mean, they didn't even buy them. They just buy the guy. They just bought the rights to the game. So like the same tactics that Sony was doing before, Microsoft stepped it up a notch. That's what happened when you poke the bear. Microsoft has the money to do shit like this. So I can't say Sony's broke, but they weren't going to go out and spend that kind of money on ABK. They weren't going to do that. That's why they're buying these smaller studios. They're going to beef up their shit too, but it's okay for them to buy studios and keep games off of Xbox. But when Xbox does it, it's a problem. And they want to cry and scream. Dude, I don't remember getting, what was the game that just came on PC from Housemarque?
Housemarque. Returnal.
Returnal shooter. Returnal. I know they sold that deal up and they bought that company, right? Are we gonna see any games from Housemarque? They were planning on bringing the Xbox at some point in time. Nope. Where's my Final Fantasy? Nope. Not getting that. And y'all even bought them motherfuckers. It's okay for them to make deals to keep games off Xbox, keep games, and specifically, because I've seen this before, specifically keeping games off of Game Pass. But when Microsoft steps it up a notch, it's like, okay, you know what? Y'all want to do this shit to us? Well, then we're just going to buy shit. We're buying all this shit up. And we're not going to put it on your fucking console. Sony's going to fuck around, and they're not going to get fucking Call of Duty at all.
Yo, Pred, you know what's weird to me about this? Is the fact that because Sony is doing it, it's okay for them to grab games that are coming out and sign a contract to make them exclusive for Sony. Whether it's timed exclusive, because we've seen Sony's timed exclusives stay exclusive even past their time. Like they keep like reing up on that and stuff. And the funny thing is, that's fine. But buying the developer or the publisher, now that's where the problem is. Like that's where they try to hang their hat on. And it's like Xbox wasn't even doing that to quote unquote like take Starfield away. If we remember where ZeniMax was like before this acquisition, and they were talking about it for a long time, but Bethesda, I mean, they came out with Fallout 76. They took a hit on that. They took a hit on a couple games that came out. So they were I don't want to say absolutely reeling, but they took a couple knocks and they weren't like, up at that upper echelon that people kind of like just think about them. They were having issues, financially and stuff like that. So that was the perfect kind of like situation for Xbox and what they're doing with Game Pass, and to try to get enough developers under their umbrella to be self-sufficient with Game Pass. That was the only reason. They weren't trying to take Starfield away from anybody, bro. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
They weren't. They just it was a decision for them to not put it on on PlayStation because it wasn't there yet. Something I see that everybody always mentions too. They always forget that they say, "Well, Microsoft said they wouldn't take games away, but where's my Starfield? Where's my Redfall?" Again, it was never on there. But all the other games that have been on PlayStation, they're continuously still updating. Whether
and that's exactly
Minecraft,
what they meant.
That's what they meant, and that's like the fine print. They're not reading. They're like, we're not going to take anything away from you that you already have, but we're also going to give you something that you don't have already. So, like, and that's the concept most people aren't thinking about. Like, why would we give you something that was never on your console in the first place?
Dude,
it wasn't there.
They could have stopped. What was it? Deathloop. They could have stopped like
that contract was
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, I thought those contracts were already written, and I think that was one of the prerequisites of them actually.
But once there's a new owner, they don't necessarily have to commit to any agreements before time. But they did, though.
They won't get a Deathloop 2. My thing is, okay, that's like saying, okay, if Insomniac makes a Sunset Overdrive 2, Microsoft should get that also. It's like saying that is what these people out there are saying.
Oh, here's a perfect example. Hellblade.
Correct.
Hellblade was I don't know if it's funded by Sony, but I know it came to them exclusive for like a year or some change, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then it came to Game Pass or something, right? At some point, and then Microsoft bought the studio, and now we're getting Hellblade 2. Sony's never getting that.
And it only sold 300,000 copies, and then it came to Xbox and just exploded.
Oh, I'm not sure about that 200,000 or 300,000 copies, man. I'm not.
Yeah, on
sure
PlayStation it did. That's all they really sold.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna need a link or something from you, Sir X Man, for that number, man. I'm just saying. I got.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. There were a lot of people
if you
talking
go
about.
Back that far, go ahead.
There were talking about. There were a lot of people talking about how good that game was because I was one of those people.
A lot of people talk about how good a game is when it's on their platform, but they don't talk about the numbers. They don't talk about the numbers. And if I remember, that company said, if we see that game hit over 750,000 on Xbox as far as sold or user participation, we'll congratulate Microsoft. It did more than that.
I got the smoke.
Oh, you got the facts, bro?
I got the smoke.
Christy Bomb, reiterate on the previous conversation, and then throw that out if you don't mind.
Ooh, listen, reiterate on that for us.
Fred, Xbox took his turn on.
I think Sir X-Man get a little too comfortable being a host, man. I don't know.
Xbox took your turn. I'm sorry.
Sir X, it's okay, bro. So let's think about it this way. Let's think about it this way real quick, because Bethesda games are the problem, and everybody's complaining about Starfield. What about Redfall?
I guess they don't want it. I don't know.
They don't care.
Think the game's gonna fail. They think the game's gonna fail.
That game looks so good.
But for their argument, let's go back real quick. For their argument, they're talking about Bethesda titles being only on Xbox. And guess what, people? Redfall's only on Xbox. And guess what?
Bethesda.
It's a Bethesda title. Well, isn't that Hi-Fi Rush?
No,
okay.
They want Starfield. That's what it is.
It's under ZeniMax Studios, Bethesda. It is the same entity. So let's be honest here. Let's be honest here, okay? Let's think about this for a second. Why is Starfield so important to the PlayStation fanboy? It's because they're jealous we have it. And you know why they're jealous? Because they know what's coming. And I want to tell you something right now. this delay and all this BS that I don't like at times because it's like you promised us something and you didn't do it. Well, guess what? From what I've seen, and it might have been on the back end of what you actually watch. I wasn't watching Todd Howard talk. I was watching the shit behind him. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. That game is going to be incredible. And, did we forget that PlayStation fanboys said this was going to be exclusive to their console?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So now they hate everything that Starfield does? Isn't that funny? Isn't that incredible? Isn't the fact that they come out and say, oh, it's not necessarily exclusive or something like that? Isn't that... Dude, I'm sitting there because I've been a PlayStation fanboy. And I look at Xbox and I'm like, dude, you give me multiplayer games that are exclusive that I can't play anywhere else. That's the first thing I look at.
Well,
and then
I
look at the way I play a party compared to what they do. Totally different. You go play Final Fantasy on a PlayStation, you're waiting hours to join a party. Did you know that? My buddy's done it right in front of me. He's went on his phone to continue to be inside of the queue to get into Final Fantasy because he's so obsessed with it. And I don't take anything away from that.
Final Fantasy 14, right? The online one?
Yes.
Yeah, the online
Okay.
one,
Now,
yeah.
okay. Now I understand.
So he sits there and is on his phone and is playing the game, which is cool. It's awesome, but he's not really playing the game. He's in the queue screwing around. That's what he's doing. And he's admitted that to me. And I sit here and, the young one, basically my stepson is sitting there like, I don't even care about the PlayStation anymore. They don't do what I want. I can't connect with PC and Xbox like I can with PlayStation. It's like PlayStation doesn't happen. They have all this crossplay bullshit and all this other stuff. These things matter to the young people, and also it matters to me because if you're going to do crossplay, it requires an actual multiplayer freaking game. It's not hard to ask for. I'm asking for multiplayer exclusive. Right. What happened to SOCOM? What happened to Killzone? What happened to, dude, nobody plays multiplayer on PlayStation anymore. And it's going to bite them in the ass.
Dude.
And you know what? We're sitting here and we're touting Starfield, which is a single-player game until they change it. And they are. But they're doing it vice versa. This is not Fallout 76. Fallout 76 was the exact opposite.
Hold on. You think Starfield, by the end of the day, is going to be what? You think it's going to be like online co-op?
They're gonna copy Grand Theft Auto, and they're gonna have a totally online separate.
Huh?
I can see it.
I'm just saying.
For
a later kind of like expansion or
no,
something like that.
It'll be later.
There were rumors about that.
It'll be later. It'll be later, and they're going to do it right this time. They screwed up, and they know it. But I'll tell you right now, Elder Scrolls Online, guess what? ESO.
Oh, that is turned around, bro.
I'm telling you. And Fallout 76, a lot of people are playing that shit. And the one thing is that Starfield is the next gen for the Creation Engine. Now, you can say it's Creation Engine 2 from what they say, but it is their renaissance into the next generation, and they're going to continue to add to it, just like people add to, freaking Unreal and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you say they are building something, and this is why it's taking so long. But if it comes out, I don't necessarily ever think it's going to be flawless. but it comes out way better than we've ever seen on the Series X or something like that. You know, for us, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go and say, like, people are going to be mad and they're going to bring up the Series S even though they don't own it, or they have a masterful PC and they'll talk about that later. Like, we sit there and you look at it and it's like, dude, you're going to be able to do a lot of crazy stuff on your PC immediately if you play this game. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that Bethesda's always done, and I feel like they will continue to do. And that's the reason why Pete Hines and Todd Howard are still sitting there saying, you know what, we're gonna at least release this game. And I think there's gonna be more to come in some way, shape, or form. It's gonna be incredible. The game is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. I have no doubt in my head. You can take that for my word or not, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the reason why PlayStation guys or fanboys or whatever you want to call them are getting mad about it, because or making up shit, which is, I mean, you're just making it up. I mean, it's exclusive to Xbox. They're only building it for Xbox.
Well, in terms
they've already said it.
In terms of the timed exclusivity, that kind of thing that's been going around today, I will say that came from an article. Like, so that's gaming media right there, kind of stoking flames. You know what I'm saying? They're like, could it be a timed exclusive?
It's whether you believe it or not.
Well, yeah, you know, but when the gaming media puts out an article that's got that you know, the thick font headline and stuff like that, you know, people look at that and they start using it for their fuel. Let's be real.
First thing I look at in an article is whether they have sources or not. Also, did they ask any source that they cited for comment? And they can't do that. They haven't done that for a long time. So, I mean, you know, journalism is journalism, and we all understand that. I've seen Xbox-centric, you know, sites or even people that are, you know, a part of those sites say some dumb shit that doesn't make sense. So, you know, I get it, but at the same time, you have to look at it and say, there are people that are literally, at this time right now, believing that Starfield's coming to PlayStation.
Dude,
and it's not.
You know what's funny about that? What you said about, like, you know, Xbox-centric sites, you know, kind of saying stupid stuff. One thing I've noticed, and I'm not saying it's the entire community here, but there's one. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a bigger, I wouldn't say site. It's a YouTube channel. That kind of promotes itself as like Xbox centric, but the person that runs that channel goes so far out of range with things and tries to say like, oh yeah, this is coming, that's coming. Like, even the Xbox community kind of says that channel's bullshit. Like, they try to swing anything and say Xbox with it. Like, so shout out to the community for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see that on the other side of things. All right. So to see the community be like, yo, dude, you're talking nonsense, man. You're saying all this is happening, but you're not giving any proof, and none of it actually comes. I'm gonna use a crispy bomb word here. Nothing comes to fruition. Like,
you did use my word.
Yes, I did, and I used it pretty
good
too.
As the temporary host for this subject, I'm going to
one thing I'm going to take points away, man. You got to try to wrangle Crispy sometimes. You got to kind of bring him.
No, I'm
back,
not.
Man.
I'm cool.
Points
I
away.
was cool with everything.
Points
but
away.
As the temporary host for this subject, I'm going to give it to the last person to bring his perspective on the situation. I got Crispy. I got Dark. No, Xbot already done spoke his piece on that subject already.
You didn't get Dark.
Did. I did get. I'm about to right now. He's the last person. And then I might just avoid it. I just wanted y'all's opinions on it because you don't want a Mogwai rant on this one.
Yeah. Yo, K-Mega, he's right because I've been chiming in the whole time.
I would like to thank the over 60-something people that are viewing this show today, and we appreciate you being here and supporting. Thank you very, very much. Now we're going to get the Sony player perspective on this topic. Mr. Dark Optimus, Would you like to give us your opinion upon the situation that we are discussing?
He says, "You stole Starfield."
I don't give a fuck about Starfield. Stupid.
Nobody plays that.
It's a piece of shit.
How many Dark Optimists do we have on the
you guys
panel?
want
Bro?
me to talk, or you guys
Shut
gonna keep talking?
up.
You guys gonna keep talking, or you guys want me to talk? Do you want me to talk, or you guys gonna keep
Hey,
talking?
now you know how we feel when you do that to us.
I never do that to you. What are you talking
I was
about? You
gonna
do that
say.
to everybody else. What are you talking about?
Not
Get
that,
outta here.
Now that I'm a temporary
Yo,
host, I don't do that.
Rain put an hourglass in the chat, bro.
Just wow, man. Honestly, I don't really know how to feel about it, to be honest. I don't really know, man. To be honest, I just I personally don't care for
Give two shits about Starfield. Yeah,
I don't. I really don't. I don't give two shits about Starfield.
But you got mad at me about Spider-Man? You know?
Well, yeah, because I actually like Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's a really good game, but I don't
sorry,
feel like
Dark.
you
I
gave
didn't
it
know
enough
I was
of a
supposed to
chance.
like all the games that you fucking like, okay? I didn't know.
No,
That was a rule.
I'm just saying that I just don't feel like you gave it enough of a chance to even judge it. But
Dude, if I didn't like playing it up to the point that I played it, and it just felt like it was doing the same thing, why am I going to continue playing it? That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Okay, well, you have your opinion. I don't agree with it, but okay. You know, this whole thing, like, I don't like to typically or even remotely lump myself up with the PlayStation fanboy community. And I put that in quotations because that's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. I just go with whatever whatever company is giving me the games that I want to play. I go with that. You know, it's I think it's ridiculous that people are sitting here trying to say, oh well, Starfield belongs on PlayStation. Does it? I mean, let's truly think about it. Does it really belong on PlayStation? I mean, yeah, they announced it back in 2016 or something like that, somewhere around there. It was a long time ago, and then we didn't hear anything about it. We didn't know anything about it. We didn't know if it was going to come to Xbox or if it was going to go PlayStation. We knew nothing. All we knew is that it was. All people assumed that it was a multi-plat game. That's all they assumed. And you know what they say about assuming? Everybody knows the quote. It
makes an ass out of Dark Optimus. That's what happens.
Well, it makes an ass out of you and me. You know. It's so ridiculous that these people are just touting about getting Starfield. Like, if you want Starfield, go play it on a fucking Xbox, man. Go play it on a PC. Like, if you really want to play Starfield, you're gonna find a way to play it. And that's the same thing that I feel about Xbox exclusive games. That's the same way I feel about Nintendo games. That's the same way I feel about PlayStation games. If you are gonna sit there and cry about it, then you need to do something about it for yourself. If you really want to play that game, you got to go out there and you're gonna have to spend the money to do it. And if you don't like that, then tough shit, because that's how business works. And if you can't do it, then just don't fucking complain about it then. Don't cry about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world because you didn't get to play Starfield. It's not the end of the world because you didn't get to play God of War Ragnarok. It's not the end of the world if you didn't get to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's not the end of the world. You have plenty of time to play it. Okay, yes, we could die at any moment. But that's life,
Did you
man.
really bring that in? We could die at any moment.
We could. You could die at any moment. I understand that. I get that you could die at any moment, but
He just
you
said
have to
no.
realize.
Okay.
You just have to realize that you can do things to prevent yourself from being upset about some game that isn't coming to your preferred platform. You can do something about it by buying the other console just to play that game, or buying a PC just to play that game.
But
It's
Doc,
not that
we
big
were
of a
gonna
deal.
get an exclusive, man. Sony was signing the deal, and then bad Xbox came and scooped up ZeniMax.
Who said it was exclusive to PlayStation? No one said that.
They were trying to get it exclusive. They were trying to sign it exclusive, bro.
They were trying to sign an exclusive. Well, it didn't fucking happen. So
It didn't work.
well. Exactly, it didn't work. So what do you do about it now? You just
Cry.
You just
You
move
cry
on.
about it online on Twitter, bro. That's what you do.
I know people do that, and it's annoying, dude. I think that shit is so annoying about crying about some game that isn't coming to your freaking preferred platform. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly, if I want to play Starfield, I could play it. I have an Xbox. I could play it if I want to play it. Am I gonna play it? Probably not, because I have no interest in it. Redfall? Yes, I'm gonna play that game because it actually looks decent, you know. So there, you know, like there's certain games I'm gonna play and certain games I'm not gonna play. Just because I don't play Redfall doesn't mean that I'm
Oh, you're not gonna play Redfall?
a loser or something like that. You know, I just don't want to play that game. I'd rather play something like Redfall.
I would.
You know, or
Oh,
I'd rather
okay.
play.
Your opinion.
You're gonna play Redfall, right, Dark?
Yeah, of course.
All right, we got to co-op that shit, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
Hell yeah. I can't wait to hear you in a party get scared shitless because a vampire just appeared behind you.
I don't.
You're gonna. Jump.
I don't get shit. I don't get scared. Actually.
All right, but I appreciate you letting me
That's right,
do
Mario.
this beginning topic for you, and thank you very much for letting me do it.
Dude,
I appreciate it.
I gotta say,
All right, man. We'll see you next week, man. Have a good night.
the panel thought.
All right, everybody, you can get your outros right now. Let's go.
Yo, Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man,
What's up, man?
you notice I had faith in you, bro. I don't know about the rest of the panel with all the shit they were talking.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
But I had
include you at
faith
the
with
end,
you.
because you were
Thank
getting
you.
your opinions in between. So I was like, nah, Xbox took his turn.
Yeah, no, I did. And that's what I do when I'm usually the host. Like, in between people, I'll kind of fill out my opinion.
Do you want the Maguire on this, or you want to just keep rolling?
We're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna keep rolling.
Okay, that's cool.
All right.
I'll say that for the next GRG next week.
Because
Because it ain't gonna be pretty, K Mega.
I think I heard Bot say my name, but I didn't hear what he was gonna say about it. But okay.
Oh no, he was talking through everybody else's.
No, you were talking over him when he was talking, so I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
was trying to stop him.
Oh. Jesus.
I love y'all.
Where did I put? Hold on. Where did I put the topics? Because they're not showing up now.
Oh Lord!
You didn't put any topics. You just
I did.
You just said a few things in the DM, and that was it.
Yeah, those were a couple topics, bro. Yeah. Now check this out. We are switching topics, and let's get to some game talk, guys. Some actual game talk, because
that's a change.
I can't stand you right now, Dark. But yeah,
I fucking hate your guts, goddammit.
well, we're talking about Redfall. The story trailer came out today, so I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on when you know what they're talking about with the story, how the vampires like came to be, and whether or not you think this is something to really get into. And I'm gonna go to this man first. I know he's seen the trailer. If anybody hasn't seen the trailer, please somehow let me know. Or as we're talking, you can kind of veer off on a different screen and check it out real quick. It's a couple minutes long. So Sir X-Man, I would highly suggest, without us hearing it, to check it out.
I know how to do that. Send me a link on Twitter.
I'm just saying, man. Dude, this whole day, I've been feeling
Dude, I've
the
got
aggression.
3 screens. I can watch multiple things at one time.
Okay, we just don't want to hear it though. But other than that,
just type in Redfall trailer.
I know.
I'm being lazy.
all right. So I'm gonna go with K Mega on this one. Now, so Mega, I am really hyped for this game. This is pretty much one of my most anticipated games. This game is right behind Forza Motorsport for me, and I'm a little concerned about Forza right now. But
As you should.
Redfall, you should. You are so blessed you don't live closer to me, bro. Yeah. Mega, dude, give us your thoughts on the story trailer, because like I thought it was interesting, man. I got to hear what you think about it, and of course, kind of let people know what they said for the people who haven't, checked out the trailer. Like your high points, let them know like where it's coming from or whatnot. But give us your thoughts on the Redfall story trailer, man.
It looked good. I was very because it's a game that I will definitely play, but it's not a game that I've been really high on.
Okay.
Because it's just one of those things I'm kind of like I will play it. It looks interesting. It has a cool concept, but I just am kind of on that pause, like, wait and see. Well, this is giving me a little bit more to get invested in, get a little bit more excited about. It showed more bosses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. It showed some pretty cool kill animations. Like there was this big vampire and a big minion vampire, and whoever stabbed it in the heart, and then like the juice came out. Like that was pretty hot. That was pretty hot animation. But yeah, no, it interests me even more, and that's exactly what you want when it comes to a game that you may be on the fence about. And I'm like, man, I'm becoming more and more intrigued as they show more content. And we're only just a couple of weeks away, so I think that it's doing a benefit more so than a detriment. Also, another cool thing that I seen was different stuff that they were doing with each character. For one, of course, you had the one character that could turn invisible, but then it was the one that can jump around, and he jumped off a cliff. Then he used that, like, I don't know if it changes to different things, but he can kind of platform off of it. And so when he jumped off the cliff, he had the platform thing, and he jumped off from one side of the cliff to the other off of that platform thing that he dropped. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, interesting. A lot of different ways that you could do things. It graphically looked stronger. Graphically, it's kind of been that hit and miss for me because of just the way that the animation style is. But it seems like it's a little bit more crispier, and so so like I said, it was a good trailer. I didn't get a chance to listen to it because, of course, I was doing a podcast. But,
okay. I was waiting. I was waiting to hear kind of like, because they kind of they state how the vampires got there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I kind of got the tale of like it looked well. It seemed like there was a corporation or something, or because it seemed like the main bosses came from the start of whoever first, I guess, got there. It looked like there was a movie theater or a business or something of that nature. But yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I kind of put two and two together. Like, I guess these newcomers or these people that's been here or whatever, that something happens, and then next thing you know, they become the vampires, or they've been the vampires, and then they're the bosses, and then they're all hell break loose or whatever.
Yeah, it was an experiment. It was an experiment.
Okay.
All right, it was an experiment, and with that experiment, I guess with who they were experimenting on, they said that the girl, I believe through their experimentation, has like abilities. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is she died, and they thought that was that. But she came back, and when she came back, everything started spreading, like, animals, people started missing and stuff like that. So what I'm stating here is, it's not saying like the, the kind of like ancient vampire or vampires who have been out in the woods or something like that and it's come forward or anything. This was actually like an experiment that went wrong. And I just want to know, because that's kind of a different take. I would think a lot of time when you see or hear stories with vampires, it's always a more traditional, like they've been around for thousands of years, and so you know what I'm saying. But with this one, it was basically a science experiment that went wrong. Is that more interesting to you than kind of like your your traditional vampire narrative, or would you have wanted something a little more traditional?
No, I mean that's something that I'm interested in because I love different type of storytelling in any type of game. Something that just kind of sticks with the norm bores me. So I kind of like things that is a little bit more different. They go a little deeper, or they get a little bit more strange. Something that's more original, of course. So yeah, no, that sounds pretty cool. I'm definitely going to go check it out and listen to it after the show. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, the trailer did its job. It made me more interested. I already got it downloaded, ready to go on PC. Just saying. I'm saying? No, I'm through Xbox playing.
I mean, you just built that thing. You gotta get the use.
I gotta play with this toy.
Yeah,
I gotta use it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. After seeing that trailer, it made me. I'm still not at like 100. I'm not on your level, but it's not Forza, a Motorsport, or Redfall. I mean, not Redfall, but like how I was about Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad. But I'm cool with this. I'm ready to play it. I'm ready to jump in and do some co-op with some people.
Mega. I don't hear you like this too often. You're either. Because you watch the trailers, you get the information, so you usually know, hey, I'm gonna go. I know I'm going all in on this one, or that's a pass for me. So to hear you kind of like wavering back and forth and kind of leaning more into interest, that makes me want to hear you play the game. You know what I'm saying? To see if you get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, because I'm looking forward to playing it because you're right. I'm usually all in, or I'm like,
Yeah, you know pretty much off the bat because you do your homework, bro.
Right, because I do the homework, and the thing of it is just that like, the one reason why I'm like that with this particular game, because there's so many games that's coming out. I'm not going to have time to play everything. So what game is going to take especially multiplayer wise, is going to take is going to get my interest for when I start streaming and when I'm playing even by myself or whatever. What is it? Is it going to be that game? And that is my only reason why I'm reluctant as I am with it, is because is it going to be a game that I jump in and play because I was anticipating that it's going to be pretty cool, but it just didn't land for like Back 4 Blood. I was so hyped for Back 4 Blood.
You were.
And I didn't have no time to really get into it. And so I just don't want that to happen to Redfall for me. So I don't want to come in here overhyped and saying, yeah, no, I'm day one, all that, because I know that when these other fighters and other shooters in multiplayer games gets to drop, man, I don't know if I'm going to have the time for it. So I'm looking forward to it though.
Ah, nice. Maybe you can join me and Dark on a co-op when it drops, and we'll see. We'll be fighting over characters though. I can already see that.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, I can already see that, man. Dark, just to let you know, I am the sniper, bro. Okay.
I want the chick with the magic. I forgot her name.
I call her Afro Puff because her hair is just puffed out like crazy, man. But yeah, she's nasty.
The guy with the electricity. That's the guy that I want.
Oh, see, there we go. We got
There we go. We got 3.
Wow, we got a squad of 3. We're gonna tear down the vampires, baby. That's it. But
with the robot.
with dude, I like that robot. The distractions and everything that it does. Yeah. That's freaking cool, yo. Yeah. As you can tell, chat, I am hyped for this game. I cannot wait. I'm smiling right now just talking about this game. I cannot wait, man. Yo, Pred, did you check out the trailer?
I did.
All right. What were your thoughts, man? Did you hear it as well?
Yeah, I listened to it too.
Okay.
I got the story and everything down, so I'm not gonna recap what you just said.
I pretty much got it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I have still been on the fence about this. I'm just not a zombie vampire guy.
How do you know if you're not a When was the last vampire game that came out, bro?
I don't know in the last vampire. It's just like the movies and stuff like that. Like I'm not into vampires like that. So it's like it's not my bag. Actually, there was one that came out recently. I think it's on PC. It might have been on the consoles too. I can't think of the name of it though. You had to actually like take over their soul or some shit like that, get blood from them or something to move forward. I don't know the name of the game. It came out like last year.
Soul is mine.
It came out last year, but it was more of a battle royale type game. I don't know.
Masquerade Bloodline.
Masquerade, yeah. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Bloodline Masquerade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant when was the last time a good vampire game dropped? Yeah.
Dang.
It's just, you know what I'm saying? You got time for it. But go ahead, Fred. Yeah,
Just
we
like,
interrupt
shut up. I'm interested because it's like, to be honest with you, it's one of the first exclusives that we've seen from Microsoft in a while. That's especially a brand new IP.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of interested in it because of that, but I don't know how much time I want to put into it. I just don't. I'm gonna try it. Obviously, I think if you have Game Pass and you don't try anything that comes on Game Pass at least fucking for 2 hours, you're not getting your money's worth out of it. Like, at least try it and see if you like it or not. I mean,
You don't even
can't
have to
put 2 hours
download it.
into
You can
something.
play it in the cloud, bro. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't have, like, I can't game on a phone. Like, so, like, I mean, but
no, but literally on your system. Like, if you don't want to download it at that point, you can literally play it through the cloud to see
I don't
if you
care
like
how
it.
you play it, but just fucking play it. You got Game Pass. You play it on the cloud, play it, download to your Xbox, and delete it later. Who gives a shit?
Yes.
Stop interrupting me.
Yes.
So, like, but just try it out. Like, at least, like, and I feel bad. Just some games I like. I say that, and there's been some games like I did not get into. Hi-Fi Rush. I wasn't a fan of it. The little bit that I played, I mean, like, but that's what you subscribe to it for, so you can actually try some of these games out and stuff like that. Like this game, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, but it may be one of those games I have to play with other people too. So like I've had games like that where I just wasn't into it, but I played with a group of friends and I got interested in playing it because I was playing with other people that knew what they were doing and taking me along. Like Destiny's one of those games. I'm not a big Destiny fan. I'll play it with you, but if I'm not gonna pick it up and play it by myself. You know, like I have to go in with a party of people I know. We're just doing shit, and I'm just following them and getting the story down. Because you guys are connoisseurs of the game. You play it a lot, so like you know all the weapons, you know like what they're doing. You actually know the story, which I have no clue what the fuck the story is anymore. So like, but I'm playing with.
It was
someone
supposed to be
who actually
good
understands.
versus evil, but they're mixing that all together, man. Like it's getting
Yeah, again, they don't know what the fucking story is. But but a game like that, I'm into. I think me and K Megan, I think the last game me and you played together was
probably Battlefield.
No, it was that one that came out in Game Pass that kind of got a lot of shine.
Outriders.
Outriders, right? And I knew that.
Outriders,
Game.
Oh, that's even farther.
Yeah, I knew that game. I had been playing the fuck out of that game. I fucking finished it and got 100% on it or whatever. Got, everything in that game within a fucking week, right? So me and K Megan played. I had a good character at the time. And I went through it with him and some other people and just picked up loot and stuff like that. But, and there was a point in that game I was like, I don't want to play it anymore, And so I feel like any game as a service for me, I eventually lose the want to play it, like The Division. Like I'll play the fuck out of it for the first 3-4 months, and there's a point there where you just get bored of it because you're just doing the same shit over and over again, just looking for gear, grinding for shit. You play with your friends in the beginning, then people just kind of trickle out, And I don't know, like the story part of this game sounds cool, but I want to see what they do after the story. You know what I'm saying? Like what is there going to be to do after you beat the game? The main game.
Content is king.
And I don't know if they've actually mentioned that yet. I've not seen anything on it. So I would say even if I beat the game, even if I fucking 100% that motherfucker, I don't know if I would go back to it after that because I don't know if they're going to be able to keep me interested in it long enough, So it looks interesting. I like the concept. Like you said, it's a vampire game. We haven't seen a good vampire game in a long time. I can't think of one that's come out since the one I mentioned earlier.
Yo, real quick in the chat, Shadow. I know it says Vampire Survivors, but I don't consider that game a vampire game. Like they got a whole bunch of monsters that you're killing. Like it's not just. I think vampires are mixed in there, but like I saw zombies, bats, a whole bunch of stuff, man. So
I mean, that's actually a good question. Like, when was the last time we had a vampire game?
besides,
I mean, just like besides the ones I mentioned, like
Yeah.
Legacy of Kain is the only one that comes to my mind.
Vampire, which was on.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and
That was by Note Nod.
that was a couple years ago though.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, I think. But
I
it
can't
wasn't
even
even,
remember. I
it
can't
wasn't even that
remember.
good though.
Yeah,
You know?
It was
started it. And
it was a good try. It was a good try.
Yeah, you can consider Castlevania. Yeah,
It was a good try.
But
I mean, I guess you could consider Bloodstain Ritual of the Night same. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
also those other games that's kind of tied into that universe of Masquerade, like Swan Song, yeah.
Mm.
interesting.
I'm still leaning on. We haven't got a good vampire game in a long
Yes,
time.
I'll probably try it. I don't know if I'll put more than fucking 5 hours into it. There's got to be something that grasps me and keep me into it after the main story, or even during the main story. And the story could be fucking amazing, and I won't know it until I play it. But right now on the surface, it just feels like it's not going to be fun to me. So I'll be playing Diablo. So on PC. So sorry, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay.
AMR.
Hey, no,
Tomorrow I'll be on the beta.
nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that. Crispy, did you check out the trailer?
I've checked out all the trailers.
So even the newest one that dropped today?
Yes.
Okay,
Why?
so what are your thoughts on this, man? And I'm interested to hear what you say as well, because I'm not sure like how much you would be into vampires or whatnot, but with this story, I think this story is interesting, man. But I want to hear your thoughts, man. What do you think?
Vampires? I love vampires.
Okay, cool. Lost Boys?
think-
Are you Lost Boys fan? That type of thing?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes.
Like fucking
Yes.
what is it? Interview with a Vampire. Like, dude,
Go ahead.
you really look at that whole movie. Oh man, so good. I don't know. It's one of those things where I say the biggest thing that I look at is that it is multiplayer, and yeah, you gotta, it's gonna be more enjoyable if you have your friends in there or something like that. But it's still multiplayer, and I mean, video game wise, that I really truly felt like a vampire the last time that's happened, and I'm sure I'm going to catch shit for this. It is the darkness, because you used to suck their blood with the tentacles, and it would give you life. And that's what I'm looking for. Like if the enemy is going to come at you like that, like why not be attached, and then like your buddy, especially if you're playing multiplayer, has to get them off. Makes total sense. You know what I'm saying? Because they are just like latched onto you like some kind of animal or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a fucking.
Well, you're a meal. You're a meal. It's basically what it is. You're a meal.
Yeah, you're a goat. You're a cow. You're these dudes are acting like you're a they're a mosquito, and you're just some animal that they're just gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? One way, shape, or form. Whether it be sucking entire freaking blood out of your body. I'm down for that. And the one thing I'll say is Arcane has never really made. I wouldn't say it's like full on like PvP multiplayer, but I mean, Arcane's never really done that, so I'm really interested in the multiplayer aspect of it. And if they nail that, this game is going to be, like I said, everybody talking about Starfield, but hey, Arcane's under Bethesda, people. Hello. So, and they're inviting people to go play the game. I've seen many, many people, or Cognito, Cold Eastwood, like all these, they're going to play the game and they can't talk about it. And I don't hear them being like, nah, that's not my jam. And for the most part, there's a lot of people that I would think would go against it because it's an Xbox exclusive, and they haven't. So there's something there. We haven't experienced it yet, and once we do, being Arcane and I'll tell you, Dishonored, all that stuff, dude. They know how to make a game. Did I beat them? No. Be the first one to tell you. I'm not a single player, but what they did in like the aspects that I've played of their games, and I say add a multiplayer in some way, shape, or form element, I'm automatically intrigued. And it could be complete and total fail, but I don't think so. I just don't. So I'm looking forward to the game more than anything to see what they do and how they contribute to a new age, multiplayer, PvE type aspect, and how they approach that, and people could say what they want, but a lot of people play PvE before anything else, and I think if they do it right, this game's going to be like Juggernaut, and it's just going to continue, and it's going to be one of those things like. If they play it right, like even if you play single player and it plays good and it feels right and it feels like maybe, you're godlike at certain points. Cool. We like feeling like we're a god, don't we? I mean, really playing a game, sometimes you get enough, everything lines into place and you're like, dude, I am the shit. You can't touch me.
Oh, that's
and you're playing a single player game, dude. That's a good feeling.
That's the way I'm feeling in Hogwarts
right
now, man. Like I got so many spells that are like freaking nasty, bro. Like I love
but
that
I mean, really, like I look at it and I say, like, I get the story and everything else, and I feel like if they are true to form, they're gonna have a compelling and gripping story. Mm-hmm. If you play single player, but also. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the multiplayer, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback off what you said, I also remember that developers were stating that they focused on the experience for single player and for co-op. Like it's gonna be a good game either way. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to get the crew, but I know with Crispy. And of course, longtime listeners definitely know with Crispy, that multiplayer, man. He gets that. That's that hook for Crispy. If Crispy was a fish and you were fishing, you would use your multiplayer hooks to snag him. Okay, so
that's true.
Yeah, every time, man. If you throw him back in, you use that same hook. He's got it again.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I know they can do a good story.
Yeah.
So I'm interested how they implement that with the multiplayer. And even like at times like Outriders was brought up and the story wasn't terrible, but it was the execution of the story and then the implementation of the multiplayer. That was a big problem. It didn't, coexist correctly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of people had that problem because, especially launching on Game Pass, a lot of people are like, dude, like, I love Gears, playability, but then you bring out, like, these weird, like, enemies that, do totally different things than what you're even, providing to the actual multiplayer experience. And it just became convoluted. And it's like I'm just gonna do my best move the whole time, and that gets annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets stupid, and you go and say, like, I want a little more from this. I maybe have a cut scene, at a certain point when we're like going ham, and then all of a sudden, it just, you either kill everybody or somebody did something screwed up and you die. Like I'd rather have that. So I'm a little weird, like. I see the story involved, but also the way the game feels
your
in the
interaction,
multiplayer
your
is
teamwork.
just bad sometimes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I've experienced that lately. So that's where I'm looking towards. I'm not looking towards the single player. Single player I'll probably enjoy. I mean, you know, as much as I played of Halo, the single player was really good. And I'll tell you right now, the multiplayer, it's pretty flawless. Okay? It really is. Am I good at it? No, I'm not. But I can say, but it's so separated, and this is kind of like a, you know, coexisting within the two and using, you know, the enemy that is the AI. So how are they going to meld that right? Because you're playing with another 3 people. It's something to think about, and that's what I'm looking towards to see if they execute that correctly.
Okay, and you know, definitely makes sense coming from somebody who is so kind of like, you know, about that multiplayer, and you know, when the developer isn't, you know, hasn't really done anything like that. It's definitely interesting to see. We got 2 more people, so I'm gonna go with Dark next on this. Dark, I know, you know, we're gonna play Redfall together, man. What did you think about the new trailer? Are you digging the story, or what's going on?
I will say that this is probably the best showing of Redfall I've seen yet.
Nice.
You know, like, I think the last time they showed it, it didn't. I don't know. There was something off for a second there with the game. Maybe it was just, you know, they didn't have it optimized yet or something. I don't know. It didn't look very good, but here with this trailer, it looks really good, man. It looks really
That's
good.
that polish, baby.
Definitely has that polish. So I'm absolutely, you know, gonna play this game. Definitely like the story. You know, I like the whole you know, vampires being an experiment instead of, they're going in a new direction. You know, instead of going with that old way of you know, introducing vampires, which is cool. I always like it when they do something different and do something you know, that's outside the box when it comes to, you know, horror movie type of, you know, tropes and stuff. It's definitely it was definitely a fun trailer. I liked the, you know, the combat that, you know, they had, that they were showing off with, you know, the gunplay and stuff, and then a few of the abilities, and then seeing some of the vampires that you're going to be taking on. Like, yeah, these guys look like gods, you know.
The bosses are
look
no
like
joke,
vampire
bro.
gods.
The bosses
dude.
are
Just
no
like, oh,
joke,
shit.
bro. You can tell
Yeah.
they're no joke, man.
Yeah, they just look like, it's like, okay, we know what we're gonna go up against. We're gonna go up against some badass, freaking demon-looking vampires, you know.
Dude,
so
and you know what's
that's
crazy?
fun.
You know what's crazy about that? Like, one of the bosses is the one that's literally blacking out the sun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they are like depending on that one to make sure that they can keep going around the world. You know what I'm saying? Because without the blocking of the sun, you know, they're not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what
Twilight vampires.
I think what's
they don't. There's
I
no
mean,
glitter,
he's
bro.
got a point there.
There's no glitter.
But I think the coolest thing about it is that, you know, they're really showing this game off, you know, marketing this game actually better than some of their other games that they
That's a
have in
great
the
point.
past, which is awesome, you know. It goes to show you that they actually have faith in this game, which is good. And you know, not saying that they didn't have faith in the other games that they came out with, but I think they could tell that, you know, the game wasn't going to be for everybody, and I feel like this game is going to have something that almost everybody's going to be like, yeah, that was cool, you know, or something that somebody's going to be like, yeah, I definitely want to play that because of this certain feature or whatever. Yeah, I just feel like this game is going to be one of those games that this year is going to be talked about at the end. You know, where when we're talking about game of the year, we're talking about, you know, just games in general.
Yeah.
I think this is one that's going to be talked about for sure.
Nice, brother, man. I'm super excited. I cannot wait for this game to drop. But I need to know if the OG himself, Sir X-Man, is as excited as I am. Yo, X-Man, did you check out the trailer?
Yep.
All right, dude. You gotta let me know. What do you think, bro? Is this something that you're gonna fire up? What's good, man?
Nope, not my type of game.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm playing Vampire Survivor right now. Not my type of game.
Yeah, that's definitely a different type of game than Redfall. So, all right, man.
I don't know why. I just would rather be in third person view instead of first person view.
No, I can definitely see that with the world, the art style, and stuff.
Right, I can look around and everything and see my character in it.
I can see that, but I also like that first person aspect because it feels a little bit more immersive, like you're in the town and you're running around and you're trying to kill these vampires.
Yeah,
I like that too.
But if I'm playing co-op, I would like it to be the third person view because I would like to see when my other friends are around me just in case they're in trouble. First person view, you're gonna have to do a super hard look to find out where they're at if they're in trouble.
That's true. You're gonna have to like do a complete 180 in order to see if somebody's
by that time
behind you.
somebody sneaks up on you and stuff like that, and they can kill you.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, but no, it's a pass for me. I might try it when it gets to Game Pass, but it's pretty much a pass.
Well, if you're gonna say that, then you're gonna be taking like Pred's advice. He's like, if you don't try the game, like, what are you paying Game Pass for? Like, what are you paying for Game Pass for? If you don't at least try it to see, like,
yeah, because I'm buying Forza, so it doesn't matter whether I have Game Pass or not. So,
man, I can't wait for Forza, but Forza is the Xbox mystery right now.
2035, baby. 2035.
You know what? You go play Gran Turismo and shut your damn mouth.
Oh! So
hey, at least we got Gran Turismo and Gran Turismo P VR.
Dude, you could be like Mooch, because Mooch, whenever I tried talking about Forza on Crossfire, he'd just be like, "Yeah, it's a racing game. I'm not into that." And all of a sudden, I see him on Twitter.
When Forza comes to PC,
hold on. Hold yourself.
Forza comes out and it comes to PC, and they say you can have VR on Forza on PC. Then what you gonna say? We gonna have more people playing Forza.
Then he's gonna say
we gonna have me playing Gran Turismo.
Then
shut up,
dude. I have known,
I don't know.
I've known Mooch for years, and all he's gonna say is, "Yeah, that VR is not on console." Like he don't care. Like that's what he's gonna say.
Okay.
But to see him talking about a racing game just shows how much Sony PlayStation is the quote unquote Apple, according to Mooch. And we all know how he is with Apple. Nobody can say anything bad about Apple. Nobody can say anything good about Samsung without him bringing it into Apple. So it is what it is, man. It's good to see my homie Mooch.
And that's why Samsung is beating the hell out of Apple.
Yo, for real. But can't say that. You can't talk about that, man.
I don't have a problem with either one, so it doesn't bother me.
I don't like Apple phones. I had one, and that was it.
I'm the only one in this house that has a Samsung phone, and it's and they're always having problems with their Apple phone. So and they're not the only ones.
Damn, bro. Damn.
So we gets obsolete quickly.
Oh yeah, they do that on purpose. But
yeah.
So we got through Redfall. Let's get to the whole ABK deal. The latest news, because it came out. Other companies and kind of like their thoughts on the deal and what should happen came out, right? And it really looks like at one point in time, it looked like Sony had like Nvidia with them. And what was the other company that was like, "Yo, I'm not sure about this deal. I don't like it." It was Nvidia, and there was
Amazon.
Was it Amazon? But now,
which one has Stadia?
Google. Okay, so it was Google. It was Google, which we all know Google and Microsoft don't play well together to begin with, right? We all know that. But now it seems like, according to the information that came out, Sony is pretty much standing alone in contention to the point where other companies have even gone as far as saying this is something that is like drastically needed for Xbox to kind of like level, not take over, but level the playing field moving into the future when it comes to, you know, game systems, game distribution, stuff like that. Let's see here. Let's go to Pred on this one. Pred, dude, what do you think about this? Now all of a sudden, it looked like Sony at one point in time had a couple companies that would be in their corner and be like, all right, yeah, now this is a group thing. But now by the end of today, it just seems like Sony is standing there alone in contention, and other companies are even saying that this is actually needed in the industry to level the playing field. Dude, what are your thoughts on this, man? When you saw this, what did you think?
I don't know. I think it's just funny that, you know, it's like Sony will be like, oh, we're the market leaders. They like, you look back at like everything they've done in the past couple of years. It's all about establishing their dominance and how powerful their console is and how many sales they have and how far ahead they are from Microsoft. And then this happens, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, we can't have competition. We can't have people competing with us. That's not fair. They did this.
Well, they're not saying competition. They're saying this is non-competitive. This is squashing any competition.
But like, what's my point? Like in the same, it's like some of these same people we're talking about. Our first topic earlier was like, you know, some of these same people were the ones that were saying that Microsoft isn't trying. They're not being, you know, they're not being the company they should be.
Be that, you know, behemoth that you are.
Yeah, they're not being that. They're not, you know, like. But then, like, so you poke the bear to the point where they're like, okay, we're gonna start doing some shit, and now it's a problem. So I mean, I think the deal's gonna go through. I've always thought it was going to go through. Everything that Sony's been doing right now, it looks like they're standing on the ledge by themselves right now to fight this, and that makes it even seem more pettier than it was before. You know, it's just the dynamics of everything that's happened over the past year with this deal. And if you're not, even if you're a hardcore Sony fan, you got to be looking into like, look, really, what are y'all doing? You know, like, why are you being so petty over something like this? I get it that they're, you know, and to me, it's like Microsoft seems to be doing everything in its power to make this a good deal, especially with the Call of Duty piece of it. Even though there's other titles out there, with the Call of Duty piece, they're trying to be fan friendly with them, you know. And it's like, it seems like it's Sony doesn't want to play ball. You know, they're not even trying. I think Sony, in their mind, they think that we have a chance, and they're going to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Good for them. I applaud them for that. You know, congratulations, you tried. You know, but like,
it shows confidence, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them. Like, they're like, we're not breaking up. I love you. You know, that's how they're acting right now. Like, you're my girl. You know, but like, oh man, and it's trickled down to like, you know, if you talk enough, people will start listening to you and start thinking like, maybe they're right. And I think that's what initially happened. People are like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, this doesn't make sense. Why are they doing this? Why is Microsoft buying? Oh my God, they're going to keep. And so like, Sony's like, you know, we should just feed off of this. Let's just scare everybody into this deal and make them scared that it's going to happen. And they did it. And it got to where it's at now, because I've never seen this before. When they bought their studios, there were no complaints. When Microsoft bought ZeniMax, I don't remember hearing nothing about that shit. Like, you know, you're not getting Elder Scrolls 6, fool. Like, y'all ain't fighting for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But like Call of Duty, oh my God. The game that we all say we never gonna buy every year, we end up buying every fucking year.
Dude,
let's not me, motherfucker.
Fred,
yeah.
Let's be real. Let's be real on this. Like Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Madden, those are the backbones of PlayStation. Those are the games, and kind of like their, you know, they had marketing rights, because I know PlayStation has marketing rights for NBA. We all know about Call of Duty. I'm not sure about Madden, though, because I know at least the NFL is really friendly with Microsoft. All right? But, dude, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, my goodness.
You're about to say something along the lines of they need this because this is a multiplayer game that, that Sony doesn't have.
Oh, yeah. The backbone. Like, this is the reason why, when you look at the PS4, why it sold so well. Like, everybody tries to point towards, like, I know, like, when they redid God of War, I know that was a huge thing. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to downplay that. What I'm trying to say is those games are really what brought a lot of the people to the PS4, and, they wanted to still do the same thing with the PS5 with their deals and everything like that. And now Microsoft and Xbox are pulling that rug out from under them, and they're trying to do anything they can to keep their balance and to keep it the way it's been. And I think we all know it's not going to be that way anymore.
Yeah, they just stalled. They basically just put a big delay and everything, and they created another narrative, like they've done the last 2 generations. They created a narrative that they are going to try and capitalize on, and this is the newest one. Like, it's competition, even though, like I said earlier, all they do is tout how many consoles they sold, right? They always tout how many games they sold and all the awards they win with the games they produced, and like they did this to themselves. They boosted themselves up to the point where they were like, "Oh, we run this shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they're like, "Oh, we're not." Now they're trying to backtrack, like, "Oh, we're really not this."
Now they put their hair in pigtails and they're like, "We're just little innocent girls." Like,
where's your fucking soundboard? Stick go with boobs. Like that's basically what they like. They've been fucking bumping their chest all this time, and Microsoft was like, well, "Fuck, we need to compete. We need to do something. Let's buy these studios so we can get our fucking first party up like theirs is, right?" And so, like, the thing that everyone said they weren't doing, everyone said Microsoft isn't doing anything. We have no exclusives, right? Because that's what people were saying.
Yeah.
Microsoft doesn't have any exclusives. Microsoft ain't got no games. So they're like, all right, fuck it. We ain't got no games. Fine. Let's go buy some shit.
Let's open up that $1 trillion wallet real quick.
I've said that for fucking years. One of these days, they're going to say, let's spend some money, and they finally did it. and now everyone's up in fucking arms. I'm like, yeah, duh, they're a fucking $1 trillion company. All they have to do is get serious about it. And that's what they did. They got serious about it, and they realized Game Pass is going to make them some fucking money, which it's been doing, and they want to capitalize on that. They want to use the same. They're basically trying to use the same playbook that they use for Windows in Office 365 with Xbox, not Xbox, but Game Pass. Same playbook. Make a subscription service. Everybody's doing it. It's a hot new item. And Netflix did it, and Paramount Plus, and everybody else was making these subscription services. We're going to do it too. And instead of following suit like what Sony should have done, they can't. Same reason why EA Play and EA Access isn't as successful as it should be, or Uplay is another one. Like, they couldn't get games in there. And I said this years ago when this shit happened. They got to put shit in there. They can't just put Xbox games in there because there's not enough of them. So they went and made deals with EA Play, Uplay. Now they're getting their own games in there by buying studios. That's what's going to keep fucking Game Pass successful. And the competition, no matter who you pick, whether it's Sony, Nintendo doesn't do it, but EA Access, Uplay, Stadia, they can't do what fucking Microsoft is doing because Microsoft opened their fucking book. And you would think that Sony would be like, okay, and they'll do it. They may fight it, but they're gonna do it because they always follow in line what Microsoft does. At some point, they fucking cave. They'll do it, and they'll do something similar, and they'll start putting games in their day and date. It may take them someone to fucking slap their dick in their face before it happens, but it's gonna happen
a couple times,
But I mean, if anything, out of all this, when it's all said and done, I think Chris, we mentioned this earlier, talking about like them not having any multiplayer games and stuff like that under their umbrella. They have some. They're just not using them. They have a SOCOM.
I mean, they got games as a service coming out. Supposedly within the next 3 years, like 10 games.
They did mention a couple of years ago they're going to start going that route. But like they got multiplayer games, they can make games as a service. And I'll use SOCOM as a perfect example for them. You ain't Call of Duty, guess what you need to do? Fucking reach in your fucking pocket and use a game you already have that used to sell like fucking crazy
dude,
back in the day.
You know what's funny? SOCOM 4 came out right before PSN went down for a whole month. And a lot of people look at that game and they're like, well, there was potential there. But nobody cared because they couldn't play it online.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go back to it?
They'll start working on their online services. They'll start actually producing more online playing games instead of these one and dones they've been doing, which has been great for them. It's got them where they are now. But like, you got to have more in a game. You're asking me to spend $70 on the game I'm going to play once, maybe twice. Some people who do that shit, I don't. Maybe twice, and you're done with it. Like, okay, where's the stuff like we get Gears? We get a multiplayer. We get a fucking a story-driven game at the same fucking time. Mm-hmm. We get updates. I'm stroking Chris's
story-driven
right
DLC too, buddy.
DLC, yeah. You got Halo that does it. You got Forza that does it. You have all these games. Microsoft's been doing this shit for years, and Sony's never done it. And so, if anything, out of all of this that's going to happen, you PlayStation fans out there, you should be thanking Microsoft for this still. It may actually get Sony's head out of the fucking sand and start giving you guys more content in the games you're spending $70 on instead of these one and dones.
But they want premium. They want premium, story-driven, third-person, story narrative stuff.
But you can have that and still have multiplayer, right? We've seen it. We played Gears. We played Halo. We played Forza. We played these games.
Call of Duty has
Call of Duty filled the void for them for not having any multiplayer shit. And so does, I think you mentioned a while ago, NBA, Madden, those sports games that come every year. You partner with them. And this is why they're screaming about competition, because they can't use Call of Duty anymore. They can't.
They have to make their own shit. Holy crap!
Yes, thank you. That's what I'm saying. They got to make their own fucking games now. They don't have MLB to show this exclusive to the shit anymore.
There's something I don't understand when it comes to Sony and PlayStation. Like, dude, you hear it from Crispy over here, right? But you hear it also from the PlayStation community, a franchise, SOCOM. Like, everybody is screaming for them to bring back SOCOM, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, but that Call of Duty, though.
They don't do multiplayer, yeah. And that's a game under their own umbrella they can just fucking use. But, like, they don't want to
they don't have to pay to develop it.
You don't have to give Microsoft this. It might actually get me to buy your console, for the love of God. Holy crap.
You would think they're so, like I said, they're so big on exclusives and shit, and you would think they would take advantage of the games they have. They can make multiplayer games for, and they won't do it. So, and then with the exception of God of War, some of their games have sold pretty well this year. But their last couple of offerings of first party games, let's be honest, with like Horizon, Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if they I don't know if they did as well as they expected them to do. Like this whole generation, like
I don't think so. Especially with Horizon, I don't think Horizon did what they
even maybe Returnal. Like these deals they've been doing and stuff like that to get these games on the console. I don't know if they're getting the return on investment that they put into it. I don't know. I'm not going into their financials or anything like that, but it just doesn't seem, with the exception of obviously God of War. What was the racing game they had? Gran Turismo. Like, I just don't know if it did what it was supposed to do. And now, now they got, even though it was a hot topic, a week and a half ago, the PSVR.
Yeah.
How well is that doing? How well is that going to do by the end of the year?
Funny
this time
thing
next
is,
year.
funny thing is the Gran Turismo port is the most popular thing that they talk about.
Yeah.
Even though it's basically just going in the cockpit of the car.
Well, they made
Not that hard to do.
They made GT7 like compatible with VR2 like off the bat. And I've said that from the beginning because when you go outside the car, you do like the trail view, the game looks so downgraded, like to an insane extent compared to when you're in the cockpit. Like they already knew that's what they were doing with that, and you know when it comes down to it, I gotta say it's probably their biggest name that has a VR feature to it.
What about Call of the Mountain?
Like I said, yeah. Dude, I really feel like they're like trying to force Horizon on people. Like you're supposed to like this.
Well, it's going to PS Plus.
It is what it is. Like I said, I tried the first one.
Take this. You shall.
But I don't know. Anything else, Fred? If not, I'm
good. You can move on.
All right. So let's get our favorite pony in here, and you know who that is. Yo, Dark. I don't know if you think they're putting up a courageous fight, but it seems that Sony is standing up against this deal pretty much by themselves, according to the information and how many companies are coming out and saying that. Just let this deal go through. Like, what are you guys doing? What are your thoughts on this? Where now it seems like Sony doesn't have any other company really in their corner when it comes to this deal, bro.
Oh man,
I know you love talking about this, man.
I'm just so
I
fed
couldn't
up
give
with
two
it.
shits. I'm so tired of hearing about this.
Yeah, I really am. I truly am. I don't care. I mean, seriously, like, let them have Call of Duty. You know, who gives a shit? To be honest, like,
Did you say let them make it exclusive? That's what I heard.
That's
Well,
fine.
you can go to sleep if you want to.
It doesn't bother me that if it goes exclusive. Like, it's just, does it change things? Yeah. For a lot of people, yeah, it will.
It's not
It will
though,
change.
and that's the worst part of it.
I mean,
not.
if it does, though,
multiplayer.
I'm just saying it could be at some point. It could go, exclusive, and if it does, then it does. Like, I personally, for me, I could care less if it does or not. Like, it's just.
But it's an irrelevant argument, Dark. Like, come on, like, let's be honest here. We have like half a year of Xbox saying. Like
Funny,
this,
I
like
didn't interrupt you when you were
tenfold.
talking, but okay.
Well, he's trying to talk to you, Dark. Like, he was literally talking to you.
You know what? I'm just gonna shut the fuck up then.
Well, it's because I'm not making the point that you're trying to make or whatever.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that if it does go exclusive to Xbox, then I mean, people who play Call of Duty will just have to play it on PC or Xbox or Switch or whatever. Like, it's not like it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna like completely ruin the industry because it goes to Microsoft. Like, I don't see that happening. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, I know it's a huge deal because it's Call of Duty and it's a huge multiplayer, but I mean, you guys know me. I'm not a multiplayer guy. I could care less about multiplayer. It's not something I'm just surprised that we're still talking about this, to be honest. Like, we're in 2023 already and we're still talking about it. Like, it's I wish it was just over and done.
People are going to keep talking about it until it's done, and then they're going to talk about it afterwards.
It's annoying.
And
it's annoying, but it's so annoying, man. I'm just so sick of it. It's just, oh my god, this is ABK deal. Every single bro. It's ABK deal. Every single week, everybody's talking about the ABK deal. No one's talking about anything else. No one's talking about the fucking games that we got. Like no one.
Well, Dark, I
No
will
one
say,
talked about Wulong. No one talked about freaking.
I haven't played Wulong yet.
No one talked about. People talked about Hi-Fi Rush 1 week, and then that was it. And then they moved on back to the ABK deal. Like it's just getting. It's too much, man. I'm just done with it. It's so stupid. It's dumb.
You know, Dark, and you know, I definitely appreciate your opinion on the show, man. I'm just saying, like, the biggest deal in the gaming industry, and I hear you every week. We hear it, and you know, I think these regulators and stuff also know that everybody's looking at this, and they're releasing information on a weekly basis as well. So
Yeah,
that's not helping your case, man. That's not.
I know exactly what. I know that PlayStation's playing that we're helpless victim card, and then Xbox is playing the no, we're the good guy, so
Yes.
you shouldn't do that
They're both
to
playing
us,
cards.
you know,
They're
kind
both
of
playing
thing,
cards, bro.
which is not even the case at all. And then Nintendo's just keeping their mouth shut. They're just like, oh, Microsoft's gonna give us the deal, so we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and and then the CMA and the FTC are just like, hey, here's some more new information. Here you go,
Yeah.
folks. That you guys can go
Dig
around
in,
and argue on
guys.
Twitter about.
Yeah.
Here you go, guys. You know, it just gets old, man. It just truly does, and people are just like, we were just sucking it
we
in.
will talk about the FTC after this deal closes for the next 10 years.
That is true. That is
Hold
true.
on, you gotta
will
give-
definitely
FTC
talk
needs
about
$600 billion. By
Fred,
the
you
way.
got to give us the week after the deal closes, because you know everybody's going to be talking about
That's
that.
true.
And
They
then
need to sue the electric companies all of a
That's true.
sudden. The ones that have been gouging us in America for a very long time. Oh,
This thing-
now
this thing-
it matters. Okay.
This thing is like bot talking about Halo. You just get sick of it after a while.
oh, guess what? I'm
That's what
moving
it's
on
like.
from you. You're done. You're done. Yeah. No, seriously. Do
Or
you have
Fred
anything
with
else? Because I know
Battlefield.
you're tired of talking about it. So like,
No, man, you're good. You can move on.
all right, brother.
He's got those sleepy eyes. It's okay.
I'm not even tired, dude. I'm not. I'm just sick of talking.
You
about
haven't
it.
cut out yet, so I'll give you credit for
Yeah,
that.
no, your connection has been great tonight. By the way, I will let you know that, man. So
Yeah, sometimes it's great, and then sometimes it's just fucking shite, dude.
well, I guess the internet on the West Coast likes the next podcast tonight, so that's a good thing, man. That's a good
That
thing,
is a good thing.
And shout out to everybody checking out the show. If you haven't done it yet, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button and share the show out. Let people know where you are right now and how you are being entertained. And with that, let's go to K Mega.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, you gotta wait your turn, bro. I gotta decide. So,
No, it's fine. Go ahead. Go.
yo, Mega. All right. So we've been covering this, but now it seems like, and I kind of figured this was gonna happen. Like, I feel like the regulators gave Sony their stage, put everything out there. They weren't going. They had their own thoughts and stuff like that, but give them their time, let them throw out their arguments and all that good stuff. And now by the end of it, it looks like Sony's by themselves, man. What's going on?
Yeah, it is kind of funny when you look and you see how business works, right? Like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that I know business 101, because I know that there's people out there that needs to learn business 1 through 100.
Dude, I might steal that and use that at work one day. I'm just
He's absolutely right, because there's some people on Twitter I'm like,
I had to tell it to one of your favorites the other day.
oh, Brap?
exactly that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I had to.
Oh,
no,
Lord,
he's
have
called
mercy on
the
my soul.
drunken stupor from now on. That's his name.
But anyway,
Yeah,
Drunken
he's
Stupor,
he's on another.
yeah. But shout out.
Oh, he's the perfect man. He has nothing wrong with him.
Oh my goodness.
He's the perfect man.
Okay, let's not get on.
You
He
can
is
tell.
the
Take him on a
supervisor.
date?
He is the supervisor of Twitter.
You can tell that I believe a Twitter troll has focused on our panel to attack, to like go after, man. I swear.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, it is funny how business works because it did seem like not a lot of companies, but some companies was leaning on to Sony because it seemed like that they had some kind of case. Once it all started to get put out there, see how some of the people that was supporting Sony was behind them because they might have had a issue or two or whatever, and then they were bound and determined to like Sony was like, look at us, we're here, it's multiple, we're big corporations, and we're going to fight against, but we're not as big as Microsoft, and we got to fight against we got to fight for the little guy because these big conglomerates is just going to gobble everything up. Then Microsoft played chess, even though there's a lot of PlayStation fans that like me saying that, making that comment on Twitter, by negotiating and working with and around
Sony. A lot.
We're working around Sony, but working with and around other, they work with NVIDIA. Oh, y'all got a problem? We got you. We understand that y'all upset about that whole AMD, NVIDIA situation. Bro, we got you. We know that you got Steam Deck going. Come on, we'll work. So then all of a sudden, when you look at that, like all this loyalty that they was looking like to have with Sony, sorry, bro, we got what we want. You know what I'm saying? And then there was other people that was getting upset, but not upset, but so much was laughing at some of these deals by saying, who is this Ukraine company that's coming out here and that they're nobody, they're this, they're that. That just adds more sweetener to the ice.
If they're nobody, right? Hold on. If they're nobody and subscription services bring down quality and aren't profitable, then like a nobody company that has a streaming service, you think they would want something that would make them money, right? Right? Am I right? Because they're building. So they signed with Game Pass. They signed that deal. Thinking what? That they were going to lose money? No, they were thinking that they were going to make money. That destroys a narrative right there. But go ahead, bro.
Also, mobile phone gaming companies would like to have a talk with some of these people because the games that stream on mobile is quite significant when it comes to money. Like they make really some money. But anyway, it is because a lot of gamers, and this is why I say with the console aspect of it is that I don't think we'll ever see. And if I'm wrong about it, I'll definitely say I admit that I'm wrong. But I am to the belief that we will never see PlayStation 2 numbers ever again for console, because because the younger generation cares more about gaming on the go, and you can't do that with a console. This is why that the Nintendo Switch has the potential of catching the PlayStation. They're already surpassed the PlayStation 4, but they got a chance to catch the PlayStation 2 if they still continue to keep selling those consoles at a high. At the clip that they're selling them at, if they want to keep producing them, for another 10 years or so, right? Like there's a possibility Nintendo can get that number one spot of the number one selling console of all time if they choose to, right? Because I think because Nintendo is just such a hot commodity because of the gaming on the go. It's not for us, not at all, not on this panel, but it is for so many young people, and even for gamers that aren't as young that just likes on the go. Like I've not seen people be so enthused about handheld like they are about the Steam Deck in quite a long time. So that tells you something right there. But anyway, getting back to the point, it's just Microsoft has just been playing the game properly this whole time. When some people have been saying, well, they ain't talking aggressive enough. They're not doing this. Or they're just letting Sony just talk shit and just get away with everything that they're getting away with. Microsoft has been listening and been dealing with this. They know what to do. That's what they pay these big lawyers to do. And now it seems like the chickens is coming home to roost.
Yo, Mega.
Sony is now in a... What? Let's go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it seems like when it comes to Microsoft and Xbox, like Microsoft, it seems like they've been in this position before and they have experience and they know how to move forward when it comes to this whole thing, where they're keeping it even keeled. They're making their deals on the side. They're trying to show them like, hey, look, we're giving them a 10-year deal, them a 10-year deal, them a 10-year deal. Like they've systematically.
Okay, Oprah.
They systematically like just broke down that narrative without really like they were trying to negotiate with them. They were like, yeah, no, we just don't want the deal done. All right. So, but with that note, they surrounded them with the positivity. We're doing deals with everybody. Why wouldn't we like have quote unquote Call of Duty on your system as well? Like they did it right, man.
They do it. They did it right, and that's what I was trying to explain to a lot of people. Was that look, you don't want to be the aggressor because this is what that will play into Sony's hands. Mm-hmm. Because that's what they're playing the little victim because they're the smaller company, and they said, and their thing is that we have to fight off this big giant because now look at them, they're trying to buy everything. If an Xbox was as aggressive as they had, as what people would expect them to do, this deal could probably be going in a whole nother direction. But that's the whole point, that they knew exactly how to play the position. Let the other people that's outside of Microsoft do all the shit talking, like the Lee Langs. I think that's how you say her name.
Lulu Chang.
Yeah.
You can tell Dark doesn't even want to hear from her anymore either. He's like, shut up.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just.
No, it's not that. It just.
The whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah, just think about. Well, no. Just think about.
She's masterful.
That type of woman at helping out marketing at Xbox Studios. You know what I'm saying? Like that just Microsoft period. Like that is crazy. Like she's a beast. And so like
this.
And then of course you get back Rod, you get back Mikey Barra, you get back the whole crew and then some. You know what I'm saying? It's great. But I just think that it when a lot of people was being nervous because all of these regulations, this is why the lowest that I've went with this was saying that this deal was not going to go through was 90%, or going through it was at 90%. I was at 98%, but then I went to 90. It's because it's just like that. There is no case when Sony keeps on doing the things that they have continued to do. It just doesn't make sense. They can't, even though like the CMA can side with Sony, the EU can side. There's courts, and now since we know that there are higher entities that's past the CMA, the FTC, and the EU, no right judge could look at this and say, yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Microsoft was like, so when people were saying, well, no, it should stay exclusive. That's not how Microsoft is going to get that $70 billion back. Yeah, they're going to get that $70 billion. They're going to get that $70 billion back by having Sony pay them, by having Nintendo pay them.
Dude, I had that discussion with a lot of people, man. There's so many people in the community that are like, no, it should be exclusive. I'm like, why?
So are you saying I'm right, K-Mega?
Oh. That
they really want to be third party?
No, you're not right. That's no. No.
You kind of just said it.
No, I just said that let's call it. If they do all of the Activision stuff and not put anything exclusive,
all these cloud gaming things have Xbox titles on there. You can play Starfield on Boosteroid and all that stuff. So
what's wrong with that? So now we're gonna count. Now we're gonna count mobile and PC shit is not exclusive. Are you gonna be one of those people? Are you going to go back to 2016 and say that Xbox doesn't have anything exclusive anymore? Well, we just had a conversation talking about Starfield. Are you really going to go there? Make up your mind, Crispy.
Dude.
Make up your mind.
Dude, we've literally capped for the fact that they release date and date on some of their games on PC. And that is another way to play the... What? Dude, listen to what I'm saying, dude. They are cloud gaming services. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're throwing caps for nothing. Because I'm talking about cloud gaming services are the ones. So the exclusive is going to be the console. I will completely agree with you on that. But at the end of the day, they want to be third party the way they're acting right now. And they're using this as a damn excuse. That's the way I look at it.
Hold on,
you know what? Sony don't want to play ball. They're cool with it.
But no, real quick, because we had this discussion before, and I said this even on GRG last week. I said Crispy is on to a point, but I can't co-sign everything that he's saying on that, because Microsoft wants to probably play from a different perspective, which is smart by them, because they'll never ever get that console lead over PlayStation, because PlayStation is also another.
But what did I say? What did I say? The exclusive is Game Pass. That's the whole point. If Sony allows Game Pass on there, they're going to do it in a second. If Nintendo wanted Game Pass on there, then you'd have all the Xbox games on there. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The thing is that most of these cloud gaming services technically run off of Windows. And that's the whole damn point.
Well, hold on. Can I chime in on this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad, but in the whole third party thing. So from what I'm hearing, is this is like Xbox wants to be third party? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
All right. I will say no. Now, what I want to say is they're trying to make their own category.
Yes.
That's not third party. It's not necessarily just first party either. They want to be. I'm gonna try to steal a word from you on this one, Crispy. They want to be a conglomerate of all things.
Yes.
All right. They want to be.
The word I would have used is agnostic. They want to be agnostic to the situation. They want to play it exactly the way they want to, and I don't disagree with that. But I think their ultimate goal is to be a publisher, and that is all. And they will still make their console, and it will have Game Pass embedded in it.
Right there, with you saying them,
they
making
will
a console,
sell Game Pass to anyone, and that's where Phil said.
Yeah.
We will have games wherever Game Pass is.
But that's where I'm saying
Right,
that's
PlayStation will never allow the day that Sony would allow or place. Yeah,
I never said that.
Game Pass. No. Let me finish. If the day, and I've said this before, so I don't even know why we still having this discussion. The day that PlayStation would allow, or Sony would allow, Microsoft to add Game Pass to PlayStation is the day that Xbox has acquired PlayStation. Sony is not going to do that, because they know that is exactly what's going to kill
or K-Mega, it is the day that PlayStation itself ceases to exist. And it is completely PlayStation Studios came out and we all called it, and then all of a sudden, oh crap! All of a sudden, MLB The Show showed up, and all these other
Amazon
things.
would acquire PlayStation first.
They would not sell to Microsoft. Number one, number two. It is absolutely absurd to think that I'm not talking about them allowing Game Pass on there. They won't let it happen. And that's where I go and say their stubbornness in the way they're acting right now with regulators and such, saying things that make zero sense. I mean, if you really look at it, vice versa, Sony is buying ABK. Do you know what the problem is? If Microsoft did the same thing Sony's doing right now, Microsoft would still have a legitimate argument, because they are not the placeholder. They have not owned the market for over 20 years. Okay? So they still have a leg to stand on. And that's what I look at. It's called freaking logic. All right? And I'm tired of people acting like it's not logical to think. Do the exact opposite. Say Sony is buying ABK. They had the money. Whatever else. Guess what? They are still a monopoly in these countries or entities or areas that are arguing about this. And then you have the FTC. Well, guess what? We can't talk about the FTC. They can go right over their head. It don't matter. It ain't going to mean a damn thing because you know what? They don't even have a bipartisanship on the FTC freaking panel right now. Like, come on. Like, let's be honest here. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. And they're going to stand on their hill until it crumbles. But if you really look at it, gaming-wise, that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about Microsoft being Windows and Excel and all that bullshit. We're talking about, are we talking about Sony TVs? Because Microsoft don't have no TVs. You know what I'm saying? So let's be honest here. We're talking about gaming. And Sony still is 80-20 in the market from what they established. That's the problem. They established that Nintendo means nothing, which is stupid. And we all said it was stupid, but yet we looked even better because they made them look that bad. Themselves. They did it. Sony did this to themselves. Mm-hmm. And they should sit on that hill until it becomes a pile of absolute garbage. And they're going to continue to sit on it until it decays into nothing.
Personally,
and they're not going to know what to do with themselves.
I hope they adapt more than they have to what, present day going into the future of gaming is going to be all about. You know what I'm saying?
But they're ignorant, dude.
But I can still hope.
This reminds me of PlayStation 3, dude. This reminds me totally.
My last point, so we can get to Sir X-Men. This is going to definitely catch up with Sony. And Sony is, I think, there's people that don't really think that this is going to affect Sony, but I've said this and I'm going to continue to say this. They burn bridges behind it. The industry is looking at them all different types of ways. And even though like money talks, money talks, bullshit walks. If the deal didn't go through, Activision would still work with Sony, of course, because they make a lot of money. But it's not going to be the same. It just won't. And so that's and that right there, and they wouldn't sell to Sony if Sony did have the money. They would go to somebody else in a heartbeat. So they've burned a lot of bridges behind this behind this deal. And I think maybe Xbox, Xbox, Microsoft is finally kind of tired of them. I think they're kind of tired. So that's my point. And so that because this deal is going to go. They're eventually going to get their ass. They're going to get them. They're going to say, you take this 10-year deal or no dice, and that's it. And then might mess around once they get their money, go ahead and make Call of Duty exclusive after the 10-year deal. What happened?
All right, Sir X-Man, go ahead. I don't know where Bot's at.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, I was muted. Oh shit! I was talking. I was talking.
Okay. I was like,
and that's why I didn't say nothing. I was just waiting.
I was talking, but yeah, no, Pred, good job though, man. I didn't even know I had muted myself.
Do that more often.
But yeah, no. Well, Pred already decided. Let's go Sir X-Man next on this one. Sony standing alone against the big bad Xbox ABK deal, man. What are your thoughts?
Let me really clear my throat.
No.
This one is directed at the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. You're supposed to be responsible with all financial things that affect consumers in the world. But yet, you failed with the bank failed recently last week.
Oh, damn.
You failed there. You wasn't concentrating and putting your focus on the ball. But yet, your drama is this situation. Wow. You want to take Microsoft for over $550 million to set up something for you to monitor these situations. The hell you need that much fucking money for? When you can't even do your job in the first place. You're losing people left and right. The Congress is getting ready to investigate you for things that you're doing that's not in control. CMA, your time is coming too from your country. I've already heard through the goddamn grapevine. But we're talking about America right now. But you letting America buy this and not giving them nothing in return for your country that you're supposed to represent. But yet, you let these banks walk all over your ass and put people out of work. Put banks under distress. You're letting the big banks gobble up little damn banks. Where's your control over that? Where's your control over the small banks? The big banks getting bigger by gobbling up the small banks. Where's your control over that? But yet, you want to try to do everything to stop this and get some money in your pockets? That's underhanded. That's not fair to the consumer. And you doing things wrong. Nina Khan, you got to go. Because you are 100% un-American. And you don't care. You let foreign people do whatever they want in this country. But you don't let American companies make another American company better. And you need to stop. You keep siding with the enemy, which is Sony. And I'm going to get hate for that. Who he had the bomb in the 1940s.
Oh, yo.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what that has to do with it, but okay.
That was his get off my lawn moment, man.
I apologize to everyone in the world for that. But they pissed me off.
America, but what is that?
That was just my mind going somewhere where it should have went, and I apologize 100% for everyone in the world.
I'll just let you know. Those bombings were some of the worst things that ever happened.
Oh,
in the world,
no, and I feel sorry for everyone over there. 100%.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope? You don't feel sorry for them?
No, I don't. I don't feel sorry for you right now. All of a sudden, backtracking, dude. That's what's happening.
I went
now.
too far, but so many people in this community go so far with things. I'm entitled to one once in a rare occasion, and I'm sorry.
Sir X-Man, how could you do that on a day where I gave you host privileges for a topic, bro? How could you?
I'm not host anymore. I'm good. But
Fucked it up.
He's had too many drinks.
But no, my main thing is you're not looking out for your country. You're not looking at a company that's trying to help other companies and other people to keep their jobs. Well, so many people losing jobs out there. You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about the unions. You're not thinking about the new jobs that they're probably going to be created with the company when they're. You're not thinking about the diversion of games going everywhere in the world and spread out everywhere in the world. You're just thinking about yourself and your self-greed, and you need to stop. And get your stuff together. Because that's why people are leaving you, and you're leaving a bad taste in a lot of gamers' mouth, a lot of Americans' mouth, because you're not doing your job efficiently. We don't need this here. And I am sorry about what I said. I was just so pumped up and taking my medication that I just lost it. I apologize. But I had to get the rant out because that's been pissing me off for a while, and it just hit a steam with them and their Bethesda thing as their reason why the game can't be on their console. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude.
Check this out. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a little bit, just because I want to bring some of what happens in the world into this discussion. Now, there have been times, all right, when it comes to these types of regulating kind of like processes and stuff like that companies have promised and did this and said they were going to do this and everything was supposed to be okay, and then down the line those companies absolutely just did a 180 on all that stuff. I can see that. I know that. All right? But the one thing that I don't feel these regulators are taking into consideration is the fact of the money that will be made for franchises like Call of Duty being everywhere. All right? And Microsoft, and especially Xbox, a division of Microsoft, because You know, they don't hold the whole Microsoft purse. You know, they don't have that wallet. All right. They have they can get into that wallet with Phil and all that good stuff, but they don't own that wallet. All right. So they wanna make money as a division of Microsoft. Please the shareholders, all that good stuff. That's they wouldn't take it away. Like that doesn't make any sense. They would put it into more places like they're showing that they are doing with the deal. Like with the 10-year deals out there, man. So like I feel like the FTC, the CMA, those are the things that they're not grasping. Is that they don't want to make like a game like Call of Duty exclusive because they would lose money out of that whole thing. That's all I want to say, man. When it comes down to it. But we have one more person, guys.
I'm upset though, and I do want to apologize, everybody. I apologize to everyone in the world and the YouTube world for that. I didn't
Brother,
mean to
you're
go
good.
there. And I'm
No,
sorry.
Sir X, you're good, bro.
You're all good, man. Now you just got to stop thinking about it and move on as well. That's all.
I
all right?
guess.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, man. But we got to get to Crispy on this one. Now, Crispy, I know you were vocal in the beginning, but I got to give you your spotlight, man. If there's anything you wanted to add to what you have said already
Shit,
about the
went
deal.
on that long ass rant and he still ain't win.
No, he didn't go. You guys were going back and forth. He's like, yeah, it's my turn.
Oh, damn, that ain't right.
What do you mean that ain't right?
Actually, I thought he was before me because I went.
You
still
want to hear the smoke.
Hold on,
That's okay.
hold on, guys, because
I just don't want to hear your dumbass fucking comments.
I've been
That's what I don't
trying,
wanna hear.
I've been trying to maintain the flow here and stuff like that. But guys, I do. First off, I did put a poll up. All right, so anybody in the chat who hasn't let their voice in on this, because we were talking about Xbox going third party at one point in time, so I put up the question if you guys think that would happen. And so far, with 16 votes, 81% say no. But that means there is a percentage that says yes. So I'm just putting that out there. I will close that at the end of the show.
Is Fahim in here?
What happened? No,
Is
not.
Fahim
I
in
haven't
here?
seen Fahim in a while, actually. But shout out to Six Layer, who let everybody know that the super chat works. K Mega, I think this is a record for the first super chat. Like how long into the show that But shout out to Six Layer. He said, basically about the whole third party thing. He said, then that's the day the Xbox and PlayStation console war ends. I will let it be known, Six Layer, that not every gaming community believes that there is a console war going on as well. Like, I know we're on Twitter, and of course we're part of YouTube, all that good stuff. So, we see a lot of the extremes, extreme fanboyism on both sides and all that good stuff. But I want to let you know that there's more life outside of that venue. I mean, K Mega was talking about it when he went to E3. And how anybody who was talking to, nobody was getting into console war bullshit. They were just being happy to see games that were coming out. And
the casuals don't care about console war.
I do feel, I feel like, people live a little too deeply in that whole console war narrative. You know what I'm saying?
They worship their plastic box.
And again, I'm not pointing fingers at any group either, because I feel that there are extreme fanboys in absolutely every group. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, like everywhere, the whole spectrum. I'm probably sure that there are like
PC master race,
mobile game people that are like that as well. It just is what it is, man. But it's not the entire community. And that actually helps with this whole thing, because sometimes it gets really it gets really sad, man. Like looking at Twitter and seeing all the bullshit.
I thought it was Crispy's turn.
I think that's on point. I gotta be a dick.
I had to take over for the super chat for the poll and
I
kind
know,
of like
bro. I know. I'm just fucking with you.
smooth
man.
everything out. And yeah, I'm giving Crispy the
Dark
mic.
is totally in disagreement with you right now. I'm just telling you.
Yep, I want the console war to live forever.
He wants it all. He lives that console war drama. Dude, I think when we get off air, Dark's gonna be like, dude, you didn't talk enough console war. Like, I'm thinking about not coming back next week. It's just not what I like.
They even got a movie called Console Wars.
You should have heard what he was saying before you got in the fucking.
I think he was trying to say that Crispy went for like you already went at some point in time or something. I don't know, but Crispy, do you have anything to add before we round this off, man?
I mean, Rex, bro, I love you, dude. Think about what you're saying before you say it.
Dude, we're already
I
past that.
I already
We're
dropped
past
like
that.
5 F-bombs. I'm a complete and total liar. I said I wasn't going to swear anymore, and I continued it.
I said I was sorry. I didn't mean it, dude.
Dude, you're good.
I know.
Good.
Normally, I think ahead of time.
Come
but
on, I'm just messing with
Crispy will probably mess
No,
with you
you're
for
not.
about a month about that.
Ain't
by
it
the way.
Pred's turn yet?
Pred already went.
You know, I look at this, and the problem I have is that it hasn't went through, and I mean, you know, you look at it, and I had a few people challenge me on the fact that T-Mobile bought Mint Mobile. That's the Ryan Reynolds thing, if you didn't know. Like, you know, he advertises Mint Mobile all the time. You know, he's a
He was supposed to be
was
the
it
owner.
like one quarter
Yeah.
or like a third, you know, investor in it. So they sold to T-Mobile. He's still going to be a part of like the whole campaign and everything else. They're completely, it's basically, you know, separate still. You know, they're going to call it T-Mobile something, but it's like what they've done many, many times over, you know, and they're going to do that for a period of time, and then they could change it. But I feel like, you know, Microsoft is going to do these 10-year deals because they've been throwing them out there like nothing. And if you really look at it, you know, what was released today is basically saying, like, some of these companies are like, this needs to happen because we hate the market the way it is right now. I mean, I understand change is hard. I get it. Like, you know, I was a huge, like, I lived up the street from a Blockbuster. And when Netflix came around, and then I moved away, or that Blockbuster closed, I think the Blockbuster closed before I moved away. What did you have? And Netflix was there. And it was just, you order the movie, you get it in a few days in the mail. And it was innovative. Most people thought it was crazy and would never work. And that's where I feel like Xbox is right now. Everybody thinks it's crazy. It would never work. You know, how does Game Pass work? How do they make money? How many times do we hear that? I mean, it's illogical at this point. They would have killed it by now, people. Microsoft, everybody brings up Google like they kill things. Microsoft's killed a lot of companies. Okay? Killed entire divisions of their company. Because they make money off, you know, Windows, you know, all the Office programs, and then all of a sudden Xbox is starting to become something. And the one thing I say is this is the reason why some of us say Phil saved Xbox. And I don't see a lot of people completely disagreeing with it. I see stupid comments, stuff like that, but in realism, the guy has changed the way Microsoft thinks in general. And the one thing I'll say is that they're playing a different game. They're playing chess. Sony's playing checkers. But the problem is that Sony thinks they're playing chess, but they're really not anymore. They're playing chess 5 years ago. Microsoft's playing chess now or a few years after. And they look at this, and I'm going to tell you something right now. If it came down to it, all they have to do, and I suggest to people to watch Destin interview Michael Pachter. Because what he said, I mean, I don't feel like the guy has, like some kind of crazy knowledge, but what he said about, basically moving the goalposts themselves, and he described it as ruining gaming as we know it, but for the consumer, it not being a bad thing. And the consumer will look at this and say, well, they're complaining about, PS Plus is not good enough, yet they acknowledge that they have more subscribers, yet they won't put their games day and date. I mean, do you see the oxymoron in this shit? I'm just saying. It's illogical. There's too many eyes on the situation. And then you have executives from either side, ABK or Microsoft, going out there and commenting and calling out journalists and stuff like that. It's something to be said that, they continue on this route, and like certain people are going to do the things that I enjoy, like, hey, call out a journalist for not at least asking you for a comment. Because, I mean, in all logicalness, we're on Twitter now. Like, you could have at least done that and said, this person declined to comment. I remember those days. Hello, I've read the newspaper recently, an actual paper, okay? Like, let's be honest here. Like, where's the integrity? So I look at all these things, and I say the one thing Microsoft's doing is staying in their one lane and having a few people speak up. And that's not a bad thing. They should have more people speaking up, in my eyes. I do see Sony, like, the marketing and everything else, like the way they do marketing rights, all that stuff. They've been doing it forever, and all of a sudden people are starting to see it. Like, you don't understand that a lot of people think Hogwarts is only on PlayStation? Did you realize that? Because I've had multiple people ask me that. They're like, oh, you do gaming podcasts. You should know. Yeah, it's multi-plat, dude. Like, they just have the marketing rights. And they look at me like, but, like, at the end of it, it says PlayStation, and that's it. And that's all they see. Like, I want Microsoft to do stuff like that. But at the same time, the way they're going, they don't give a shit. And that's where I say they're moving towards, if they could release their games through Game Pass on PlayStation, they absolutely would. And then they would be considered third party, technically. But PlayStation will never allow it. And that's where I agree with you on K-Mega. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we're looking at. But if we go 5 years down, not even the 10-year contracts, go 5 years down the road. I mean, if Nintendo brings out a new console and they continue this partnership with Xbox and they could actually run the games natively, at least somewhat, I don't know. I see them going with it because they don't have those games on there. And that's always been the gripe from any Nintendo fan I've ever met. Person that plays Nintendo before any other console. Hey, I'd like to play a Call of Duty once in a while. That's why Nintendo signed up for that so quick. But you have so many other entities that are in cloud gaming and everything else, which technically run off of the devil, Windows or something like that. When it's all said and done, guess what? They're saying, hey, this is good for gaming. And that's where I go and say, you know what? I don't feel like if Sony was buying ABK, everybody would be on board either. Either it'd be one person, but I don't think it would be Microsoft. I think it'd be somebody else. And then Microsoft would come back in the back end. And it's one of those weird things. Like, dude, you already have the established, market share in these regions. And I get your frustration, Sir X, with the FTC and everything. FTC ain't got shit, bro. Dude, we know our government, and eventually somebody's going to be like, nah, bro, this is not right. But we don't know about these other governments, and I completely understand that. And that's when somebody that lives in Europe or lives in the UK and says, hey, this is not how it goes, I take their word for it. That's the way I look at it. But it's just, people just spew shit out of their mouth, and they don't even read the actual context of the situation. And it's just, come on, guys. Like, guys, girls, like, people, like, you take a quote or something, like, did you actually read the damn article? You know what I mean? Like, can we do that? Can journalists actually cite the actual person and actually ask them for a comment or something? Like, can we do that again? Because, that was like proper journalistic integrity at one point. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to gaming, the F's they give, apparently. Let's go for clickbait. These are the type of things I look at, and I just say, Microsoft's just, trying to stay in their lane, and they could screw up. They've screwed up so many times. We'll see. But as of right now, I mean, I don't see any way this is getting blocked unless there's some kind of collusion or corruption. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, and I feel kind of the same way, especially on the last point. Unless there's some type of corruption or something like that, like I see the deal passing. And the funny thing is, I see kind of like the emotion behind it changing the deeper we get into it. More going kind of like more positive on Xbox's side with I'm gonna say with the regulators. I feel like I know they bring up things, but I feel like they're trying to get the best deal out of it. And like I believe Crispy said that they're also trying to get money in their pocket as well. But I feel at the end of the day, it's all gonna go through. But with that being said, and talking about going through, we have gone through this show. We are now at the end, people. Yo, shout out to the chat. I'm going to end the poll right now, and I want to share with you guys the results. Is Xbox planning to go third party in the future? 19% say yes, which I'm actually surprised about. That's a bigger number than I thought. But 81% said no. So that is very interesting. I didn't vote, but of course I'm voting for the no side. I think they're trying.
I didn't vote either.
They're trying. I think they're trying to create their own kind of like category when it comes to first party, third party, and distributing games. That's what I feel. But I am ending the poll now, and like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. Yo, I do want to say shout out to the panel. I had a lot of fun tonight, man. It was a good show. We had drama. We had laughs. We had jokes. We had, dare I say, unspeakable mentions moving into the future. Things we are not going to say anymore. But on that note, let's get into the outros here. And let's start with the man who took over hosting duties for a topic and did a really good job, man. Sir X-Man, I am proud of you, bro. What do you got to tell the people? What is Sir X-Man doing moving into the near future?
Everybody. That's it.
Oh.
Aw. See, guys, he's a big-hearted man, and he feels like he did something wrong. Yo, anybody in chat, let people know that he's still cool with the community. There is nothing wrong. We don't even know of any drama at all. It's just Sir X-Man's cool. Just let him know that in the chat, people.
Just a lot of stuff upsets me outside of gaming, and I let it out. I'm sorry. I apologize.
He did the get off my lawn. That was his get off my lawn.
Yeah,
moment.
he's definitely a get off my lawn.
He's fucking going senile.
Yeah.
But
I can still see.
Wow.
All right, then.
Quote of the night right
Here's
there,
to
guys.
that. I'm just gonna shut up.
That medications here and them hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let's not prolong.
Quote of the night. That is definitely the quote of the night, yo. Shout out to Alex, man. Yeah, let's see. Next we'll get Predator in here. So I'm pretty sure he just wants to get the fuck out by now. Yo, Pred, what do you got for an outro, bro?
Let's see if I could rant for 30 minutes real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Extend the show out a little bit longer. No, I'm not gonna do that 'cause I want to go to sleep. So good night. I'll see you next week.
Wow, Predator sounds like
If you stop doing
he's reaching for that get off my lawn status, bro.
OnlyFans, you might find some time to sleep.
Hey, didn't you have your outro ready? All right, thank you.
Oh man, savage! That is savage right there, yo.
It was good. I liked it.
See, Crispy, bro. Outro. What do you got for us, man?
I don't need no military man telling me to shut the fuck up anymore. I don't need no freaking crazy ass gun in my face. I'm good with that. At Chris Baum on Twitter, Chris Baum 28 Xbox Live. You can find me tomorrow morning 10 a.m. on Breakfast of Boom. Yes, I'll be there. You got Retro Renegade 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. Primetime Gaming Wednesday 7 p.m. And of course back here on the next podcast 8 p.m. Thursdays. Prime time, baby. We'll see you then.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I got a question on Breakfast with Boom. Does the audience actually have to be eating breakfast in order to watch the show?
Have a coffee. Some people, way over the countries, have a beer or something.
Damn,
they're They're ready to roll. They're ready to party.
California, we're not even up. We're just.
Yeah, I know. You're still Zing.
Nah, Boom likes his bagels. Boom likes his
Usually
bagels.
eating ass.
Good morning.
Hey,
I'm just wondering.
Hey,
Be
what you
like-
talking about?
All right, let's see who's next on the
Talking
list.
salads.
Let's go to the Angry Otter, bro. Very, very energetic tonight. Very opinionated. The opinion thing is more like as usual.
Yeah.
But I think we solidified that we are going co-op with Redfall, and I think we have.
Did we? I don't know.
I think we have a couple nominees for other characters as well. I think we got me, you, K Mega. We all want different characters. It's all lining up perfectly, bro. But what do you got for an outro, man?
Yeah, man, you guys can find me on Twitter, Darkonimus. You can also find me on PlayStation and Xbox with the same name. And you can also find me on my channel where I do live streams. Tomorrow, since there's not any GRG, I will be doing a live stream at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So come by and check that out. And yeah, man, thanks for having me on, and I love doing this stuff with you. It's always fun, man.
No doubt, brother. Now, when you say live stream, do you know what you're playing? Already?
Yeah, I'll be doing Wolong. Yeah, I'll be doing more
okay.
Wolong.
All right,
Yeah.
I got you, bro. Yo, so guys,
And then we'll go into Resident Evil 4 and so on and so forth.
guys, definitely want to subscribe to that channel, man. If you want to see Dark play these games, and they're not just little games either, man. Like he's talking Wolong, going into Resident Evil. He is playing the games that people want to play, so you definitely got to check that out. Let's see who we got. We got last but certainly not least, the man who has been with me from the beginning. Of course, it is K Mega. Now, no GRG tomorrow.
Did you skip Crispy?
No.
No. I thought he was still talking.
Damn, man. Yo, I've been on point in terms of not missing people for so long, and you guys still ask. You guys still ask.
K Mega, man.
Yo,
Hey, man,
but
Curtis ass
Dark,
still
when I
talking.
actually miss somebody, people wait to tell me until like I'm going to the next person and I'm like
That
deep
is
into
true.
that.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
know
I
why we do that, Bot? It's because
I didn't know.
we like to do that stuff.
Yeah,
too.
we always say, you misprayed again.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I
She
didn't.
got pranked this time. All right, okay. My outros. Go ahead and finish what you was going to say. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's all good. I'm going for your outro, man. I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, okay. And the other day, I was just talking some shit to Crispy because Crispy was over here wanting to get his little jabs in at the, during, So I was like, okay, I'll just hold it. I'll hold it in. Anyway, check out Fight Night Sunday. As I was playing Guilty Gear Strive this past Sunday, it was a blast. Felt really good. There were people playing the game, unlike some people out there were saying that there was no Xbox gamers playing Guilty Gear Strive. I don't know, but anyway, I won't say no names. But anyway, let's see. We'll be back to streaming with Don this coming up Saturday. Probably most likely we'll jump in and play some Halo. I got all the games and stuff ready to go, so I'm ready to get back to the streaming. And like as Dark said, there will be no GRG tomorrow. Got a dinner engagement to do with the wife.
Wait, did you say
and her family?
Oh, I thought you were getting engaged. No.
That'd be kind of hard because he's already married. That'd be.
Dude,
you live in Utah?
There could be different rules.
You live in Utah?
Different states. There might be.
Yeah, he's getting married to Fred's new girlfriend. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh!
I can't wait to meet that girl so I can hug her like he hugged my wife. I can't wait for that.
Was that a truckload of messy right there? I think that was a truckload of messy.
Hey, he missed the Peter bump. He missed the Peter bump when I was hugging him too.
Oh no!
You got that right, I missed the Peter bump because that pickup was gonna run right over your little ass. Anyway, let's it was, and I was gonna throw her ass out.
Don't mind him. He lives in Cali.
I was gonna be.
Hey, she knew how to get to the house. It's okay. She knew how to get to the house.
I would have been taking her on to the. We've been on the highway, just passing Buc-ee's, and then I would have just accidentally had the door open and unbuckled
push
the
out.
seatbelt. Anyway, I know, right? I might get somebody gonna say some shit. Anyway, shout out to my wife, love her to death.
Me too.
Yeah, but check out that. When I come back, oh my god! When I come back, I will stream as well. So I might stream a fighter, or I might stream something else. But I should. I'm not going to do Wulong because Dark is going to be doing Wulong. That game is hard as shit. It
is hard, man.
Dude, I really wanted you to stream.
Good.
Mega, I really wanted you to stream Hogwarts, man. I wanted to see you play that.
Okay, well I can do it because I just started it. I didn't.
Dude, definitely. I think that should be like a stream, kind of like, you going through that game.
Stream game.
Yeah,
it's a good stream game. It really is.
All right, I can do that. All right. Well, everybody have a good night, man. It was a blast. Hope to see you guys tomorrow when I'm streaming something. I don't know what it is when I get back home later on. So I'll just make sure that I won't stream after dark, while Dark is streaming. Give him his
never cross the streams.
Doesn't matter, dude. I don't care. You know that.
No, I don't do people like that. Even though that there's plenty of people that do me that way, but I don't. I usually still show that same respect of honoring what they do with their time when they do it. So
I appreciate that, man.
No problem. So, all right, you have a good one, guys.
Nice.
Hey, Dark, you better have a camera for the next GRG.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I have a camera.
Dark already sit there and say, you need to come in here to the GRG chat. That's right.
Just text me and let me know
GRG
when you're going to do it, and then I'll jump in.
Just hop, right after you get off of here, just hop into GRG. It's only like 5 minutes.
Okay, you got it.
GRG will be happening hopefully next week, so come and check it out. Cameras.
Actually, when I do my Resident Evil 2 or my Resident Evil live stream, I'll probably be doing it on cam.
Okay. But the only thing is Dark's cam only shows thermal.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
It only shows heat signatures, and I don't throw off heat, so
It's gonna be a blue.
So it looks like a giant fucking ice cube.
This is a blue background.
It looks like a chair that's sitting there.
Are we offline now?
Ejecto seat.
I was finishing up these widgets right now, so
Are we offline right now?
Let's go.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So you
All
can't.
right, let's get out of here. Let's go.
Yo, thank you,
Let's go.
chat, so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for all the support with the show and with the channel. I will announce two things tonight. All right, first thing, The name of the city I will be highlighting on this channel in City Skylines, we will be building it together on this channel, will be New Jack City.
Oh, I knew you was gonna pick that one from Predator.
That was fire right there. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. That's where we're going with it.
Yeah, just
I think Spider-Man.
I would have called it
was
New
better.
Jack City.
Guys, I will be live streaming that on this channel. And when I do the live streams, you can interact. We will name streets. We will name buildings. We will make sure New Jack City is for this community. All right?
Oh,
so
Lord.
stay tuned for that.
New Jack Me Off City.
And I am putting together another live show. It's going to be in the afternoon. I will let you know the dates and stuff like that. It will be an Xbox centric, like literally Xbox show. All right? And so stay tuned for that. I got things happening on this channel. I will be putting new things on here. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. I definitely want to see people take part. Yo, we're going to build a city together, guys. Let's do this. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It has been a blast. I've had a blast tonight. It has been a lot of fun. Work was really hard, and this was perfect for after work. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate this panel, and we will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Prime time.
That's all? That's all? No craziness?
That's it.
We're out.
That's it.
Later.
We're out.
Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the floor, sweep